It is one of the oldest rivalries in all of college sports. Boston University and Boston College first met on the ice 100 years ago, and they've been battling ever since. Tonight, the Battle of the Com Ave comes to Causeway Street. Two teams taking the short bus ride over, getting ready in the dressing rooms. And tonight, they meet in the first of our Hockey East semifinal doubleheader as the 2018 Hockey East Championships are set to begin here at TD Garden. Boston University, the fourth seed, taking on top seed Boston College. Hello and welcome, everyone. 277th meeting between BC and BU. Billy Jaffe's called all of them. Well, not quite, but it feels like that sometimes because these two teams do have a tendency of meeting one another when the stakes are high. In fact, we've got 4 teams here tonight. Every team has a great chance of winning it all.
Yeah, I had something smart to say, but I won't because we don't have a lot of time right here. You're absolutely right. All of the teams that are here legitimately believe that they have a chance to win, and it's not hyperbole because they do. Sometimes you root for the upset sometimes in these tournament championship games. You want your top 4 teams in this one because they all deserve to be here, and they all have a chance to win.
BU rolling in just 2 losses in the last 16 games, not coincidentally. Those 2 games played without Jordan Greenway, who was off representing his country in the Olympics. This guy is an impact player, and when he's back, BU's a tough draw.
So is Brady Tkachuk. You know, these guys are not the number 1 or number 2 scorers. In fact, Greenway's number 3, Tkachuk number 5 for the BU Terriers. But they help differentiate this team because of their sheer mass of humanity. They're big. Greenway has been totally engaged since he came back to the Olympics. He is a beast of a man out on the ice. He can be a difference maker. So can Brady Tkachuk. These teams are similar, except these 2 guys differentiate BU in a power forward type of way.
Boston College won the regular season Hockey East title for the 16th time. Jerry York, the legendary coach, the winningest coach in Division I, was named Hockey East Coach of the Year, and he had to coach this team. Scoring by committee, right? A lot of different guys getting involved in the offense, so they look to everyone to get involved, but they've got one guy behind it all who gives you a chance to win every night.
Yeah, balanced attack up front. That's what they have. So they have depth up front, but they have one big guy, the Great Wall, Joseph Wall, in net. Now, here's a guy, just like BU's Jake Ottinger, that went to the World Junior Championship. Then they both had to say, wait a second, I've heard I may be involved with the Olympic team or not. Yeah, they didn't get named to it, but I think each, after they got past that, have been rising and shining. And this guy has been phenomenal, including last weekend against Merrimack when he stopped when he faced 70 shots, including a shutout on Friday night. Didn't give up a goal, instead faced 37 shots. He has been dialed in, he's been focused, and he is a big difference maker for the Eagles.
Yeah, BC was outshot 37-13 in that first game, and they get the shutout win. They win game 2. Boston University sweeping UConn. So here we are. Later it'll be Northeastern and Providence, but BCBU, the 277th edition of the Battle of Com Ave. John Dolan, the PA announcer, ready to get this party started.
At center, a freshman from Tampere, Finland, number 22, Apuli Rosanen. On right wing, a junior from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and co-captain of the Eagles, number 10, Christopher Brown. On left defense, a junior from Toronto, Ontario, and co-captain, number 4, Michael Kim. And on right defense, a junior from North Reading, Massachusetts, and co-captain, number 5, Casey Fitzgerald. Starting in goal for the Eagles, a sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri, number 31, Joseph Wall. The Eagles are coached by Jerry York, the associate head coach Greg Brown, the assistant coaches Mike Ayers and Marty McGinnis. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Miller, the linesmen Tommy George and Nick Briganti. The backup referees Tom Firer. The backup linesman is AJ Potvin. Video replay official Dan Shakti. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and all who defend her. Please welcome the Honor Guard from the Army ROTC Liberty Battalion at Boston College as they present our nation's colors. And please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Boston College senior and member of the Eagles sailing team from Ridgewood, New Jersey, Kyla McLennan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed? twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Kyla McLennan.
All right, we are ready for some hockey here. The 2018 Hockey East Championship about to get underway. The tournament rolling on, and it'll be two goaltenders who know each other very well in net. For the Boston University Terriers, it'll be Jake Ottinger, the sophomore out of Lakeville, Minnesota. This will be the 5th time he goes up against Joseph Wall. They were teammates on the World Junior Championship team, and Jake Ottinger this season with the 18 wins was the Hockey East goaltender of the month in January. He came back from that World Junior tournament and has been very good. 36 saves in the Game 2 win against UConn. That was a 2-1 win. He stopped 72 of 77 shots over the weekend against UConn. On the other side, the sophomore out of Missouri, Joseph Wall, stopped 67 of 70 Merrimack shots. As Billy said earlier, he was named the Hockey East Defensive Player of the Week this weekend, and the 37 shots in Game 1 was the difference in that 1-0 win over Merrimack as they tried to upset the Eagles. David Quinn, the head coach of Boston University, in his 5th season now with 102 wins. He pretty much needs to lead his team to a Hockey East championship if he wants the Terriers in the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight year. And on the other side, the winningest coach in Division I history, 1,033 career wins and counting, 586 of them at his alma mater, Boston University. He was named the Hockey East Coach of the Year last night at the banquet. And as we get set to go, you look at Brandon Hickey, the captain of the Boston University Terriers, 2 goals in a win over BC on December 1st. These teams split the regular season series with a win apiece, meeting tonight in the semifinals for the 2nd straight year. Last year, Boston College with a 3-2 win in the semifinal on Friday night. Boston College into the BU zone quickly, trying to make something happen, but it's Hickey with the puck behind the net.
We'll look for Boston College to use their quickness as much as possible tonight, whereas BU, the Terriers, will probably look to try and use some of their power, some of their guys get into the front of the net.
BU in the scarlet red sweaters, pants, socks with white trim. They're the away team, the lower seed. Boston College in the home whites with the maroon and gold trim. And opportunity there for McPhee as it came to stick. Now a long shot from the point and a goal just like that. Boston College is on the board in the 1st minute of play. 46 seconds in, and it's Connor Moore, the sophomore defenseman out of Cumming, Georgia, fires one for the point. First shot, first goal, 1-0 Eagles.
Well, how about Connor Moore? Big goal last weekend against Merrimack. How about tonight, too? McPhee picks it up, tries to dangle past 2 guys on the Terriers. Can't get it, and the puck goes right back to Moore. A right shot on the left side, opens up, and they kind of goes against the grain. A little fadeaway slap shot. Beats Ottinger low on the glove side. What an amazing start for Boston College after the puck literally just fortuitously goes right back to Moore. Doesn't waste time with the lock and load. Gets it by Ottinger.
That's his 4th point in 3 games against Boston University this season. His 2nd goal of the year against BU. 5th goal overall And not the way Jake Ottinger and the Boston University Terriers wanted this one to start.
Moore had the game-winning goal on Friday night, and then a game-winning assist on Saturday night. All of a sudden, offensive D-man coming out, Connor Moore.
A bit of traffic here, and Boston University couldn't get it in on side as it was Shane Bowers, the freshman, trying to drag it in. Bowers, top scoring freshman, has a point in 11 of the last 14 games.
Not a great goal for Jake Ottinger to give up there. Yeah, it may have been a little bit of a screen, but he seemed to be a little deeper in his crease. And you want your goaltender to stop that one early on in a game. And how he responds to that is going to be key early on. He's got to just wipe it from his memory.
So Boston College jumping on the board 46 seconds in. Boston College this season 12-4-1 when they score the first goal of the game. McPhee and Rossinen will get the assists on the goals at 46 seconds rather. Good block there, and slow to get up after is Kevin Lohan.
Lohan just got in the line of fire, offside call on the re-entry.
And Lohan gingerly putting weight on that left foot. There he is, the big defenseman, Kevin Lohan. It has been a long road onto the ice this year for Kevin Lohan. A highly publicized incident where he was provoked assault, essentially, at a pizza place in Boston. Suffered a badly broken jaw, and they weren't sure if he'd be coming back at all. And he came back, played the last, 5-6 games, was Hockey's Player of the Week, scored a couple of goals, really made an impact with his return to this team.
Well, we'll talk about him a little more in a little bit. Very important player to this team because it's such a young team. He's a fifth-year senior, having played at Michigan before.
Yeah, no seniors on this team. The hand pass there blows the whistle. So without a senior on the team, this guy came in from Michigan after missing last year with a medical red shirt and really gave them a little veteran presence on the blue line, except he wasn't here most of the year.
Yeah, unfortunately had to battle through a lot of things, just like he had to do at Michigan. A guy that wanted to pursue a graduate degree, gets involved in sports management at Boston College, a new program that they have there, and sounds like a wonderful program they've got going there. And Lohan, just wanted to get involved, and he has been nothing but great for them. I mean, he has been so important from a mental and a physical presence. They're not a big team either.
He scored a goal for Boston College, his first as an Eagle, on February 23rd. That was in his 18th game after all the time on the shelf. That was his first goal since January of 2015 when he scored one for Michigan. He liked it so much he scored his second one 8 minutes and 18 seconds later. Had 2 goals in that game and wound up being the Hockey's Player of the Week.
From Long Island, and he is a relative of Lindsay Lohan, in case anybody is wondering. I knew you were.
I was wondering.
Yes.
Actually, I knew that. I was wondering the first time I saw his name, and you're the one who told me he was her cousin. All right, 17:40 remaining here in the first period. 1-0. Each team with a shot on net so far in this one. Melanson for Boston University. And it poked away by McPhee. Good job by McPhee to get back and break it up. And now it's Lohan who's back out there. Can't get that puck around Greenway. Greenway, such an imposing presence on the forecheck. Shot comes in with a good screen in front. Fired in there by Kotkinsalo. Save made Wall. Now Melanson turns back from traffic. Melanson up top. Kotkinsalo the one-timer. And another good save by Joseph Wall.
Traffic in front.
Yep, lots of traffic in front on both of those shots. Melanson on the last one setting up a nice screen. That's one place where Boston University usually has an advantage. They've got some guys with size who can go to the net and create havoc for that goal. It's a turnover here. The rebound and a terrific save by Ottinger. Rebound poked high. As swooping in was David Cotton with a chance to make it a 2-0 lead. Here's Matila over on the far side. Jesper Matila on the far boards battling, and it comes away to Cockrell. Regan Cockrell, the freshman, wheeling around, centering pass out in front, but unable to get free on that left side and make something happen was Bobo Carpenter. Puck all the way out. Icing will be called. They'll bring it back the other way. So Boston University cranking it up a bit and getting some chances.
Well, they cranked it up, but they also turned it over. Bobo Carpenter is going to get the puck. He's going to put it into the middle of the ice there, and just a bad play. Cotton is going to bring the puck back in transition. Fortuitous bounce off of the goaltender. Again, Ottinger not controlling the rebound. He gets to the second one. He doesn't look comfortable to me early on here, TC. He doesn't look comfortable enough at all, as the high look replay would show you that the puck bounced off into an area he's got to be better at.
There's a save from Wall and a big shot, and a big rebound comes back up. Rebound across the goal mouth, and a good bid there for Ty Amonte. Thought he had one, but from a tough angle, wasn't able to angle it in the far post. With pressure here from Boston University, Amonte got a piece of it coming through. We've got a penalty coming up against Boston College. 4 minutes and 12 seconds in.
Good shift.
It'll be a power play here for Boston University.
The Amonte line out there, Crone and Curry out there with him. And we've seen when BU gets in the offensive zone early in this game, less than 5 minutes in, we've seen traffic to the net. It has been a distinct attempt by BU, and here they are around the net. Puck goes to the side. Amonte thinks he's going to score. In fact, he almost gets the celebration going. But the good hustle and the puck protection is going to eventually lead to this opportunity as BU just continues to move the puck around. This penalty's going to be taken right there behind the net. BU goes on the power play for the first time.
And they win the offensive zone draw, and it's Chad Chris, top of the left circle. Save made, Wall with Greenway right at the doorstep. Boston University's power play has really been cranked up of late. They were 2 for 9 last weekend against UConn. You see Julius Matila in the box for tripping at 4-12, and they have been clicking on 28% of their opportunities since January 13th.
Yeah, I've got them at... They have a power play goal. They've scored in 18 of the last 23 games. You know, that just gives you such a huge advantage.
Well, right about that time, mid-January, they moved Brady Tkachuk to the top unit. He gets over on the half wall, and they've got Greenway in front of the net. You've got guys who can move it, guys who can distract you in front of the net. It's a pretty good-looking power play.
Yeah, and their D-men especially, Dante Fabro and Chris, both of them put up some nice numbers from the back end.
Hasn't that always been the way with Boston University?
Seems like
Don't they always have defensemen who can crank up the offense?
Seems like it, yep.
The only team in the nation with 3 defensemen with 6 or more goals apiece. Last time they did it, the 3 defensemen were Kevin Shattenkirk, Colby Cohen, and David Warsofsky. Pretty good trio there. That was 2010. They had a pretty good year. Here's Greenway into the offensive zone. Turned aside, but he gets it back to the point. Hickey ready instead. Ferentz keeps it. Now Hickey hammers it intentionally wide, looking for Tkachuk, who gets control. Hickey to the left side for Ferentz, trying to play it out in front. It was well defended there by Casey Fitzgerald, who breaks it up, but BU maintains control. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Ferentz. Far side pass. Hickey gets it behind the net to Melanson. Now on the far side there, it's Bowers, the freshman, broken up. Ferentz steps up, tries to turn to get it to the backhand, but it was taken away there and cleared away by Graham McPhee.
At Boston College, they've been very happy with the penalty kill, and they've made a few tweaks to it in the last couple of weeks, especially being more aggressive. Get on your toes more. Don't be as passive with it, and it's just getting on the opponent, getting on the reads, and it just stumble them just a little bit. And they've done a nice job on this one, too. Look at how aggressive they've been.
1 shot on the power play there as it comes to an end. 13:45 remaining here in the first. Boston College with a 1-0 lead here in our first semifinal of the night.
Emerson Lazia back here with the Inside TD Garden for the Hockey East semifinals. We got Boston College with an early 1-0 lead. But for the Terriers, I want you to look for Jordan Greenway tonight to make a big impact for BU. His month of February, it was hectic. He hopped on a plane after the Beanpot semifinals, took off for the Olympics, where he became the first African-American to suit up for the U.S. men's hockey team in the Winter Olympics. I caught up with him last night. He said, listen, I had no idea I was going to be the first. Thought I was just a kid hitting the ice, playing the game I love. And now he hopes to be a role model and an inspiration for kids around the world.
Emerson, no doubt, he has been all of that and more.
Yeah, big time. Since his return in the 4 games, he's got 3 goals and 2 assists. Really engaged. We talked about him briefly in the Open TC about how his coaches and everybody, they notice he's got purpose to it. And, you know, a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with going pro. Minnesota owns his rights, drafted high a few years ago, but he wants to focus right now on getting BU into the NCAA tournament.
Well, a lot of people were wondering after watching the Olympics why there weren't more college kids on
There
that
should
team,
have been.
right? Ryan Donato, Jordan Greenway, impact players the way that thing went.
Play faster game.
No doubt about it. All right, Boston College with the lead here. By the way, welcome in not only Emerson Lazia tonight, but Adam Pellerin, of course, with Andrew Alberts here between periods. Andrew Raycroft with us as well. We've got the full team ready for you between periods and between games tonight. Settling in for a great night of hockey is Brady Tkachuk. Has some open ice. And he fires the shot on wall. Rebound gets away from him. A good job by the defense back there. Lohan leading the way along with Connor Moore to make sure there's no second effort.
If anybody's near Brady Tkachuk, he is going to go try and hit you after that attempt, which was a nice attempt coming from the left side. Hutsko had kind of found himself in the line of fire, so to speak, and even though he'd lost his stick, Tkachuk went after him for the hit.
Some guys look to go around you, some guys look to go through you.
Right through you.
Tkachuk wants to go through you whenever possible.
Let's take a look at the goal again, TC, that we had less than a minute into this game. Take a look at how the puck is going to come to the middle of the ice. BU's going to have everybody on one side of the ice. Good pressure along the wall there, stepping up, Rasanen, and the net, the middle of the ice is wide open. McPhee's dangle doesn't work, but the slap shot does. Maybe, again, just enough of a screen on that play to throw Ottinger off just a little bit, but to my eyes, he was also a little bit deep there. Shot goes from one side all the way back top corner over the glove for that first and only goal.
But since then, BU has certainly had more offensive zone time, outshooting Boston College 6-3, and they've attempted 12 shots in all to BC's 3. So that's a pretty good indicator here that they've had their opportunities in the offensive zone.
Yeah, they've done their part. Hasn't bothered them. Again, we need to see.
Shot.
Yeah, we need to see Ottinger like settle down, get into that rhythm that he has been so good at the last couple of weeks.
And that's tough to do when they score the goal in the first minute of play. And you hardly see the puck after that. He hasn't really had the chance to find that rhythm yet. As BC comes in, there's a glove save. Ottinger holds on.
Well, Ottinger gets the glove up, makes a nice save, gets himself just square, and a little confident slap of the gloves together afterwards. Not, not having been a former goaltender, I understand that I don't really understand that much about the position, but you can always talk about confidence in a netminder. You can talk about body language. You can talk about how do they react after a goal goes in that maybe shouldn't have. If this kid makes the saves, how's this for an obvious comment early on? If he makes the saves, this is a good team. This is a real good team, and I think they believe in him. It hasn't been nearly as impactful a year this year, Tom, as it was last year for Ottinger when he burst on the scene here in Hockey East.
First round draft pick of the Dallas Stars last summer. The first goalie taken in the first round as he's got to get over and hold the pipe, and he does, making the save there with the scramble to his right. You see the puck, kept it out of the net, but he was the first goaltender chosen in the first round of an NHL draft in 5 years. And you wonder, coming back for year 2 after being an all-rookie selection and being so good as a freshman, if there was some pressure there to be had after being a first-round draft pick.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. There's a nice little look up tight as Ottinger is going to stop the opportunity by Zach Walker. They're getting over, anchoring the right pad into the net there. I definitely think there was some pressure, and I think there was more pressure with regard to the World Juniors and perhaps even the Olympic potential too. I mean, his name was offside is called right away.
Well, and you map it out, right? You go from first-round draft pick in the summer to World Junior team to rumors about the Olympics, and through all of that, you're trying to play for a Division I program that has its sights set on the NCAA.
Well, not only playing for the Division I team, but you are the man for that guy right there. I mean, it is your crease. There's not much else. It's his. Offside, that's why the
a little confusion
face-offs in
for
the
a minute.
neutral zone. Right.
One of the officials thought it was icing and went back in deep. Well, this is his 24th consecutive start.
Yep.
So like you said, this is...
Remember, BU intentionally took Christmas time off for all their players going to the World Junior. So,
but in large part because they knew he would be gone.
Yep, and Greenwood.
They had 5 guys on World Junior teams, but their goaltender, who had been essentially playing every day, was gone for that. And wound up winning both his starts in the World Junior Championship, including the bronze medal.
Another whistle.
Now,
this is anything but what you would call a flowing start to the game.
well, David Quinn talked about that a little bit with us before the game. With all the extra timeouts that are inherent in championship weekend like this, he didn't feel the need to go with 4 full lines, right? That 4th line, he's only got Phelps and Shabbat. He's got 7 defensemen, including David Ferentz, who we saw on the power play. He thinks he can spot in the 4th line with Ferentz playing forward, but he also thinks, and the game has played this way so far, that there will be enough whistles for the top 3 lines to get plenty of rest.
Well, he was definitely factoring the TV timeouts. I don't know if he factored in a whistle every 8 seconds, too.
I don't think that was the plan for anybody coming into this. Puck out behind the net. Here's Hutsko. Plays it across the front, but nobody there. Logan Hutsko, the Hockey East Rookie of the Year. 31 points on the season. And has been the top scoring freshman in Hockey East play. Was the Hockey East Rookie of the Month. In February, they had Bowers breaking free, who was 1 point behind Hutsko in the rookie scoring race. He had 30, but more goals. So you're looking at two of the top freshmen of the country out there on the ice right now as we approach the midway point of this first period.
Don't look past the skill, too, of Logan Cockrell. He's been on fire as of late, too, the kid out of Brighton House.
And we already talked about Tkachuk. So you've got young players out here who have jumped right into impact roles with their teams. And there's Tkachuk. And a dangle out of traffic, and he keeps control of it. And wheels it all the way back to the point. Turns, finds room. His shot blocked. Christopher Brown tried to bring it out. Broken up. Lohan calmly plays it over to space where Michael Kim is able to get it away to Brown. Brown getting it over to Rasanen, comes on net, deep in his net, able to make the stop. Puck up and out of play with 9:39 to go. Boston College with a 1-0 lead. We'll take a timeout here as the Hockey East Championship weekend is underway in the Garden. Back here at TD Garden, Boston College leading Boston University 1-0. The Hockey Semifinal getting our night started, and no secrets between these two teams. Boston University and Boston College first met 100 years ago. In fact, 100 years and 1 month ago to be exact. 14th meeting in the Hockey East playoffs. Terriers with a decided edge there, and a slight edge in the semifinal meetings, though Boston College beat them last year in the semifinal 3-2, which is a 10-game differential in the head-to-head series. 277th meeting tonight. They first met on February 6, 2018. Boston College led that game and won it 3-1. The first game ever in Boston University hockey history. David Quinn and his Terriers rolling into this one with a 5-game unbeaten streak, but the Eagles coming to the semifinal game with a 6-game winning streak. So two teams playing their best hockey down the stretch here and into the weekend of the Garden. Bowers carries in, but offside as Bubble Carpenter was already up in the offensive zone.
Not a lot going on right now. Again, understatement here. We're halfway through this period, and I think we've had a few rushes, and that's been about it. Neither team, whether it's the early start, whether it's jitters, who knows what it is, but not a lot of cohesive play, kind of fluid play from either team. What have we had? Easily 5 offside already. A couple of icing.
And Hickey tries to play it in. It's blocked there by Hutsko. Good battle on the wall here, and finally comes into the Boston College end. Michael Kim is there for the Eagles. Plays it around, and Carpenter's got to get back with the Terriers at center ice. And another whistle as it comes back out. Offside, the call here. Always strange to play the 5 o'clock game, and people wonder in BCBU, the marquee matchup, why are they playing the early game? Well, the top seed in a weekend tournament like this always plays the early game. They get 3 extra hours rest, and that could be a big difference depending how tonight plays out. And so this game right away was announced as the early game. But because of that, Billy, you don't get everybody in here for the start of the game, right? People making their way through traffic from bars, second game fans coming in later. So it's always a weird first period for that 5 o'clock start.
Well, it's also a different time for the kids. You know, you're used to your routine. And if you're a college player, traditionally you played 7 or 7:30 on Friday night. You have your, you're at the rink at 4:15, a whole different look. Now, meanwhile, you're at the rink at 2:30 here. If you have class or not, you leave it early. It's just different. You get out of sync, but you got to get in sync quickly if you're both these teams.
Well, except for you were here at like 11 a.m. going over the notes. And
looking for an extra pessimist.
You're just trying to get away from the leaky pipes in the basement.
Oh,
8:48 to go here in the first period as the battle forms in the Boston College corner. 1-0 BC leading. Scoring on the first shot of the game, just 46 seconds in. It was Connor Moore getting his 5th of the year. And an icing call there will bring it back to the BCN. Tomorrow, a hockey-filled day on Nesson and Nesson Plus. We'll have the Hockey East Championship game for you here on Nesson Plus beginning at 7 as the Bruins take on the Tampa Bay Lightning on Nesson. Great battle atop the Eastern Conference. If you can't decide which one to watch, stream one of the games live on the Nesson Go app. Go to NessandGo.com or download the Ness and Go app.
Perfect hockey day tomorrow. Perfect.
It is, absolute.
2 games tonight, 2 more tomorrow.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Nope.
Good one for the Bruins trying to bounce back from that ugly loss against the Panthers, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning tomorrow night. Meantime, 8:20 to go in the first period. Pretty choppy start to this one since that early goal for Moore. And here's Kachuk wrapping around in front, puck loose on the edge wall, made the save, and he gets down to cover it up. Somehow we got to look at it through all those sticks and skates, and he made the stop and made the attempt to cover it up, got the whistle, and gets the timeout.
See that nod right there from goaltender Wall to Kachuk? There's some respect there. The guys know each other well from the U.S. program. Finding the puck there was Joe Wall, puts the glove down, the stick in front of him too. The matchup, well, what we've seen, Rossinen out there a couple of times against the Greenway line. Rossinen, an important player, Finnish freshman, nice size at 6 foot, 200 pounds. Strong kid, hasn't been able to practice a ton at times due to some injuries, but he's out there with the sole purpose, or big purpose, of going against the Greenway line.
Kachuk was able to get that back to the point, but as Diffley went to the right, the puck came to the left and came out to neutralize. Fired back in by the Terriers. Wall behind the net, stopped it. Greenway, good effort to get it back in deep to Kachuk. Kachuk braces for the hit. Michael Caro hits him back there. The freshman out of Green Bay in the Youngstown program. Shot comes through from the far side. Goes up into the seats. Let's go down to Emerson Latzia. Hey, Emerson.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Graham McPhee is one of the young stars of this BC hockey team. He already has an assist tonight. Said playing for Coach York was a big reason he wanted to come suit up for the Eagles, though not to mention his dad played for Coach York nearly 40 years ago at Bowling Green, George, where he won the Hobie Baker Award in 1982. He's also the general manager of the Vegas Golden Knights, who I hear is having a fantastic season. We will catch up with him at first intermission.
Yeah, thanks, Emerson. Appreciate that. Emerson got to talk to George McPhee, who's here at the game watching his son. Casey Fitzgerald's dad, Tom, is the assistant GM of the New Jersey Devils. But we're past the trading deadline, so there won't be any deal struck between the two teams as an offside call brings it back out to neutralize.
Well, you never know.
He can lay the groundwork for something.
Well, I guess you could still make a trade. They just couldn't play in the, we've seen trades after the deadline. They just can't play in the playoffs. Right. Another offside.
Yeah.
There's Graham McPhee, who's really had a nice year. He provides a big motor for this team. Had a little injury in his backside and had to deal with that, the tailbone injury, which can be so painful. And his ability to bring energy is busy. He drives pucks, he drives plays. He doesn't. It's like his father when his father was a phenomenal player, but it doesn't take no for an answer. Puts that head down and he just goes.
12 goals on the season, had an assist in each of the last 2 games he played, but as you said, that lower back injury kept him out of game 2 against Merrimack. Didn't skate the first couple of days this week, and I think the coaching staff was surprised that he not only made it out to the ice, but said he was ready to go. Brought around back by Jacob Tortora. Freshman out of Victor, New York, got it started, but Crone back there, Hank Crone. Freshman out of Cedar Hill, Texas. His dad is a scout for the Detroit Tigers. And pitched for the Red Sox. Had a cup of coffee with them, along with the Milwaukee Braves. Actually, I'm sorry, the Boston Braves, not the Boston Red Sox, Boston Braves. And went with them to Milwaukee, but worked for Dave Dombrowski in Detroit. His son taking the hockey path, the freshman Hank Crone with 11 points. Has points in 6 of his last 11 games, really picking it up, Crone, over the second half of the season. Here's Cockrell playing it up ahead for Bowers. He's able to play along for Carpenter. Carpenter gets it through. Here's Chris trying to pull it back and get the shot away, but it was blocked. And a good job there by Boston College. I believe it was Matilla who got his skate in front of that shot. Jesper Matilla staying with the play. There's 6 minutes remaining as Cotton gets it out to neutral ice. Tried to get it through to Logan Hutsko, but it was broken up. Bowers coming in. Good save made there as blocker save, steering it away for Joseph Wall.
Great example of Bowers. Quick feet and quick hands, getting that shot off.
That's a tough one. Knuckleball bouncing in on Wall and ultimately bounced off his pad with Kachuk getting after the rebound. Now Greenway battling in on the forecheck, but the Eagles able to get it out. Puck loose, taken by the Terriers. Here's Melanson with some speed in the zone. Kachuk fires the shot from the point, and Wall gets down to make the stop. So Boston University right now, 21 shot attempts, 12 getting through to Joseph Hall, but he stopped them all. 1-0 Boston College leading in the first.
Well, a moment ago or so, we talked before we went to break. There was a nice shot by Shane Bowers. Talked about his quick hands and quick feet, and he did a nice example of that. And then look at the way that he has centered this line along with Logan Cockrell and Bobo Carpenter. Because of the fact that Bowers and Cockrell bring so much skill and talent, and Bobo Carpenter brings so much effort and intangibility, consistency and confidence, this line has really been able to establish some pretty heady numbers. I mean, if you look at their just cold hard facts of their numbers, their goal score, they've significantly outscored the so-called top line of Jordan Greenway, Brady Kachuk, and Drew Melanson.
Yeah, Bowers didn't score a goal last weekend, but had 3 assists. That line getting very involved throughout.
I love this Bowers kid. I do. He's a high draft pick of Colorado. They love him too. Perfect kid to go to college for a few years, really grow into the body. I mean, he's listed at 6'2", 186 pounds. Going to add some muscle to that body in the next couple of years. He's got a ton of skill and really thinks the game very well. And he's a natural center, and he's really acclimated himself beautifully to the NCAA game.
Got at least 1 point, 11 of the last 14 games for Boston University. They'd like him to get a point here as they've been chasing it. Down 1-0 from the first minute of play. Under 5 to go now in the first. Greenway fires the shot, but it was deflected up into the netting.
Nice breakout by BU is getting the puck and moving it up quickly to Jordan Greenway. Greenway brings the puck right up the middle of the ice, and it's just a clean breakout. Allows right here. Nice turn up the ice, and away they go. And this is the type of thing when Fabro gets the puck up that pushes Boston College back just a little. Greenway showing, despite his very big frame, that he's got some good straightaway speed too.
Greenway involved in both goals BU scored against BC in the semifinal last year. Had a goal and an assist, but it wasn't enough as BC won that game 3-2. Beaten by UMass Lowell in the championship game. And an offside call here as it's touched coming in. Don't forget our nightcap tonight. It'll be Northeastern against Providence College. A lot of talent in that one. In fact, I remember the last time I've ever seen this. The entire first team All-Hockey East All-Star squad comes from those two teams, Providence and Northeastern.
Yes, the offense of Northeastern, huge. I mean, they got that line. The great defense from Providence College. Look, how much I was looking forward to this game too. I got to tell you something. That one tonight, that really is interesting to me. And we've got some not contrasting styles, but we definitely have teams that have different strengths, and we're looking to see how that chess match goes.
Those two teams nationally ranked top 10 in the pairwise ranking, which essentially mirrors the NCAA selection committee criteria. So one would assume that Providence College and Northeastern are going to the NCAA tournament. Different story here tonight. Boston University would definitely need to win the Hockey East Championship to get the automatic bid. Boston College would need at least a win tonight. Last weekend, Minnesota State was upset in that tournament, which essentially took a spot away in that NCAA tournament. So teams on the bubble like BC and BU certainly hurt by that development. And again, the pairwise ranking,
it's all that matters now,
is what matters because it does mirror what the NCAA committee is looking at. 16 teams didn't make it, but remember, a team like Mercyhurst, someone from that conference, will get an automatic bid, so that takes one of your 16 away.
You're down to 15 then, and then if any upsets, you're down to 14. And both these teams know it. Boston College has been very open with their players, despite the fact they win Hockey East, that they're going to have to win to get in. You know, they haven't won a non-conference game in over a year in the season. That's just amazing when you think about that. It's unheard of.
For a team to do that and be first in a conference like Hockey East is really stunning when you think about it. Technically, last weekend's games, tournament games, are considered non-conference, but they went winless in the regular season out of the Hockey East schedule. Because of that, even though they are the #1 seed in the regular season champ in Hockey East, they're fighting for their NCAA survival here tonight. They've got a 1-0 lead with just over 3 minutes remaining as Hutsko's knocked off the puck. Bobo Carpenter chips it out for the Terriers. Terriers, meantime, just got off to a woeful start. They were 8-11-1 in mid-January. As we told you, they have been on a tear ever since. 11-2-3 now in the last 16 games. Just 2 losses.
The 2 youngest teams in the NCAA here. So it shouldn't surprise you that they started out slower for either team. You know, we can sit here and talk about all the blue chip prospects they have. The reality is this: they're still young kids playing against men in many instances, and it's going to take a while to adjust.
2.5 to go here. Puck taken at center ice by Rasanen. Fired on Ottinger, and he holds on.
Tomorrow afternoon at 4, don't miss Nesson's Next Producer, showcasing the next generation of New England's filmmakers. They'll take a look at student films from Sacred Heart and Suffolk Universities. Nesson Next Producer is presented in part by Toyota's website for deals. Buyatoyota.com.
Hey, take a look at Apeli Rasanen, the freshman from Tampere, Finland. Missed some time earlier this season cutting his foot in practice, but he's back out there. Hit there on open ice in Boston College, having trouble with it. Greenway comes in hard and takes the puck away, tries to feather it through, but it was taken back there by Casey Fitzgerald, and the Eagles break up the ice. Good job by Chad Chris, who got back and broke up that bid. Now Gonzalo playing it up ahead for Tkachuk, following the play. He gets the shot on net, and Joseph Wall holds on. So Chad Chris, whose dad won a NCAA bid and made it to the national championship game with Boston University. Mark Chris watching his son get it done now. 2nd round pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. He got that play started. Chad Chris, you know, we talked about the tradition, if you will, of great defensemen at Boston University, and Chad Chris certainly fits right in. Had a goal and 2 assists in Game 1 last Friday against UConn.
Yeah, a little slower start the season for him too. Coming off a nice freshman year, a little bit of a sophomore lull, but he's picked up his game. It's something that, you know, you talked about always having the nice offensive defenseman. If they're going to get consistently good in this game, the breakouts have to be real good. These guys can rev it up. They want to go. The Fabros, the Chris's, the Hickey, etc. They got the nice, reliable youngsters, the Crotty and Gonzalo. But if they really want to start moving the puck up, get those guys handling it and get it moving quickly, have their own zone.
Fabro gets back, battling down there with Christopher Grando. Grando had that overtime goal shorthanded in Game 2 against Merrimack. Has it behind the net here and drifts out in front, looking to get it through there to J.D. Dudek, but the puck comes all the way back to neutral ice.
Yeah, but a good shift. You know, taking the puck to the wall. Not so much grinding it out, but controlling it at least, and forcing BU to have to play deep in their own zone for an extended time.
Final minute of the first period. Boston University out shooting BC 13-5. And again, the shot attempts even more dramatic, 23-8. So a lot of shots being generated in the offensive zone by Boston University. BC doing a good job blocking a good number of those shots. Centering pass from Hutsko comes through. Matila had it knocked away. Getting back to Connor Moore. Moore's goal is the difference here. The sophomore brings it all the way around behind the net. A little trouble here. Bubble Carpenter coming in hard on the forecheck, and then it comes back to Hutsko. He digs it back out and now gains the line, but not in time. It'll be an offside whistle blowing it dead.
Oh, they're going to call a penalty for the check after the whistle on Tkachuk. I don't think he heard the whistle.
That's what he put his arms up right away, as if to say, I didn't know you whistled. But that is not a good development for Boston University. First penalty of the game.
Yeah, we'll take a listen. You can hear the offside. And the refs just say that's just too much right there. And he does give him a push after the whistle. I can't tell you, you can't tell him if he heard it or not. It was distinctly seconds after the whistle was blown, and the official was emphatic with the call. So Tkachuk, who has tried to make himself a presence in this first period numerous times in front of Joseph Wall, a couple of shots put him towards the net too, sits down in the penalty box.
Final seconds of the period here as Matila slides it across and shoveled wide of the net. 5 seconds to go in the period. It'll be about 1:45 remaining on the power play when we get to the second period. So Boston College will take the rest of that advantage into that second period. But they take a lead into the dressing room, and it was probably a period that BU outplayed them for the most part. But that goal in the first minute stands up.
Yeah, they outplayed them, but I do expect both teams to be better, at least hopefully so, in the second period, because there was not a lot of plays, not a lot of plays being made in that first period.
All right, the goal by the defenseman Connor Moore is the difference. All right, back here at TD Garden, the 2018 hockey's semifinal doubleheader rolling on. One period in the books, and Boston College with a 1-0 lead. Tom Karen, Billy Jaffe, Emerson Lotzia ringside with you as we get ready for period number 2. Not the most thrilling period from a hockey sense, and yet Boston College feels pretty good with that 1-0 lead. Boston University, I think, has to feel they had the territorial advantage, and if they can sustain that, they will get their chances.
They did have territory, and one guy who tried to do a lot with the puck was Brady Tkachuk. Had a couple of shots on goal in the period, was running around trying to be a physical, disturber out there. Did a nice play here, utilizing crossover speed and shoulder strength to get to the net. And then this one, though, is an easy one for Joseph Wall to make a save on. He had parked his big body in front of the net a couple of times, and he was engaged verbally, as Tkachuk might like to do. Let's just say
all
that.
Tkachuks like to do.
Sure. I mean, it's a good part of the DNA, but it sits up here and easy to sit up here. It's easy to say, BU has the advantage, so to speak, in the physical area with Greenway and Tkachuk. But if they can't end up matching the speed, and BC can use their quickness to alleviate the pressure of those guys and not let them get to the front of the net with the puck, then they become less effective. Well, let's see if any changes are made, and let's see if we start seeing some more plays being made from both schools.
All right, second period on the way. Don't forget, Boston College remaining on the power play, their first of the game. Came with just about 15 seconds left in that period. So the remainder of it now on the clock. They lead 1-0 on that goal that came in the first minute of the game. Connor Moore with that goal, his 5th of the year. Puck back out to neutral ice. Boston College power play accounted for 1 goal last weekend against Merrimack. They only had 3 power play chances all weekend in the quarterfinal series. In game 2, never had a power play, and that was an overtime game. So they've got one here tonight in the early going. They did kill off 9 of 11 BU power plays over the season, so in the 2 games they met. Boston College had 10 power play opportunities against Boston University, scored 1 time. So 43 seconds remaining as they get in the offensive zone. Haven't had a shot on net yet. They've got control of it here as they're working on the far side, trying to get it through to Hutsko, but that was broken up, and Cam Crotty is able to clear it out the lane to the ice.
Nice read by the freshman. Again, Crotty and Casper Katzconsalo have given David Quinn and his staff a nice, very reliable, very comforting freshman pair to be able to put out there in defensive situations. You don't normally say that about freshmen.
McPhee tried to carry that in, and he was met at the line, and it was broken up. And now with under 10 seconds on the power play, BC's got to retreat 200 feet behind their own net to get it started. Never got a shot on net in that power play. Now Tkachuk had a piece of it, broken up, but Fabro gets it back. His pass gets by everybody, and we've got an icing with 1:54 gone in period number 2.
Well, my hope that Boston College and BU would start making some plays early on in this period hasn't come to fruition just yet. On that power play, Boston College got themselves really gapped out. There's a good look at Cam Crotty, the freshman I was talking about, at Greeley, Ontario. He's a big kid already, a 6'2", 188 pounds, just like other players I mentioned. He's going to fill out an awful lot, but when you see that plus minus of a plus 11, and you see, his minutes in defensive zone time out there regularly, he's one of those guys that you might not notice when you have a Fabro and you got a Chris out there, but when you're out there in key situations, that's so impressive for a freshman at the NCAA level.
BU trying to break it out, running into traffic there. Michael Kim takes it and settles it down. Kim has 9 assists in the last 7 games coming into this one. Playing in his 101st career game for the Eagles. As it is sent in deep. Ottinger was out to play it. Puck over to his left in the corner, and the Eagles get control. Back to Lohan, knocked away. Good blocker save there. As Ottinger came out and challenged the shooter. was able to direct the rebound out of harm's way. Favreau now plays it over to the far side. Monty, little burst of speed to get after that. From the corner of the centering pass is there. Turning, shot came there from Cockrell, but Wall was ready for it. Boston University with some control here. Here's Crotty. Can't get it in around Matila. Then on the second effort, he does. Monty got a piece of it looking for Cockrell. Kim trying to play it away, but he plays it out. It'll be a face-off back in the BCN.
Nice opportunity from Boston University. Logan Cockrell, 19 points on the season, has a nice comfort level, high skill type of player. When I was talking to David Quinn about him yesterday, just says he's had that natural progression of a freshman. He gets it, spins it in one motion, tries to go low blocker side, trying to get the goaltender Wall leaning there. But I really like that body positioning of Joel Wall and the head focused on the puck, TC, pushing it into the corner.
Cockrell with at least 1 point each of the last 10 games. Turnover here. Ottinger had to be ready for it as the Eagles came speeding in. So a little bit of tempo being picked up here in the second period. As penalty here.
Let's go. Oh, wait, they're going to call Greenway for an embellishment, it looks like.
He pointed both ways. Let's see what they call as he comes over here. Hutsko immediately went to the box. Now Greenway following.
Always a difficult call, Tom, for an official to know the intent of a player when they're calling the embellishment. I mean, now they're saying Greenway physically much taller and bigger than Hutsko. They're saying that I think he actually ends up toe picking a bit into the ice there, but the official didn't like what he felt he went down too easily. He tries to bounce up quickly to go back after the puck as Hutsko got after, but we're going to have some 4-on-4 action now with 16:39 left in the second after that call. Double call.
Yeah, take a look at Logan Hutsko and Jordan Greenway in the box. Puck in front, score! Just like that off the faceoff. It came out in front to Julius Matila, and he buries his 13th goal of the season, and the Eagles have a 2-0 lead.
Just a mistake of coverage in front of the net, and wing wide open is Julius Matila, the sophomore out of Finland. One times the puck in after BU doesn't handle the puck well. Watch the pursuit off the face-off here. Cotton gets on the inside, poor pass to the middle or behind the net. Wide open in the middle of the ice is Julius Matila. BU gaps out completely in that area, and they find themselves down 2-0 now.
Now the Eagles springing to life looking for more. Shot came through, save made and directed out by Ottinger. Loose puck. Bowers tried to win the race. Hickey on the follow. Brings it into the zone. Brandon Hickey dropping it back to the point, played around where Bowers is there. Still going 4-on-4 for another 90 seconds here, barring any further infraction. Into the offensive zone for Cotton. Turns, gets the shot away. Ottinger steps out to the edge of the crease and he makes the save.
Well, again, middle of the ice open. This good save there by Ottinger getting out, but middle of the ice and Cotton, who for most of the year ended up leading Boston College in point production before the end of the year, where it was taken over by Logan Hutsko.
So 2-0 Boston College. They scored a goal in the first minute of period number 1. Second goal coming in the 4th minute of period number 2. That was a 4-on-4 goal. No doubt David Quinn of the BU Terriers are going to be happy with first the call against Greenway that nullified what would have been a power play, and then the coverage off that face-off that led to a quick goal.
From an official's perspective, Tom, I liked how emphatic he was. Like, he didn't hesitate. You got to believe in your call, and you're going to make it, you do it, and he did. You know, Greenway tried to argue it, but he was having none of it.
That's cleared out length of the ice. We'll have another icing call here that brings it back.
Let's go back to the goal, Tom, and we'll show it to you one more time. Same angle from down low, and right off the faceoff, you'll end up seeing the pass cut off behind the net. BU has the puck actually pushed behind the net. Chris is going to try and just chip it behind there. Meanwhile, it's Cotton, though. This is great pre-scouting. Cotton knows that they're going to try to make the D-to-D pass from behind the net. And the little pull-up pass, Cotton right away doesn't allow the play to go to the other side where Ferentz is. I mean, there's no net front coverage there whatsoever. As BU was all thinking, all those players on the ice were thinking one thing. We're going to go D-to-D, and then we're going to move it out. Nobody took the middle of the ice.
5 minutes gone here in the second period. First game of our doubleheader tonight. The Hockey East semifinals. 34th edition of the conference championship weekend. And this is Tkachuk out behind the net, trying to bring around Lohan on the far side. Bauer's there to help out. Now Bauer's digging it free. Lohan stays on his skates, gets back over it, and they continue to battle. The matching penalties have come to an end, so we go 5-on-5 now. As Greenway and Hutsko rejoin the battle. Here's Tkachuk behind the net. In front, point-blank bid. I'm not sure if it was Greenway or Hickey who got the shot away, but Wall was ready either way.
Lohan was in that area, too, to help make his presence felt there.
Hickey gets it over, played down low by Fabro. Greenway behind the net, blocked by Wall, and now we've got a little wrestling going on to the right.
That's Tkachuk, and I think it's Dudek.
Yeah, Tkachuk lost his helmet. Dudek underneath it all, looking like his dad when he was tackled playing college football for Plymouth State.
We're going to take them both off the ice here. Tkachuk again trying to make that big presence felt in front. Doors aren't open, but I thought the official pointed at both of them originally, and that's why the play was stopped. This is where emotions need to get into check for both teams. Again, BC, you're up 2-0. You see, geez, we've kind of been outplayed, but we've taken advantage of opportunities. BU's got to realize that one shift, while they may score, and it could help change the game, it's not going to win the game for them, so they got to be in control. Greenway's going to try and shuffle the puck back to the front of the net to Bowers. He can. Now, there's Tkachuk. He's just trying to bowl over. I mean, he's not trying to own that ice. He literally is trying to bowl over Dudek right there. Quite honestly, I mean, they're battling it out. Tkachuk may be very lucky in that he actually took Dudek with him. Because I think he really could make the argument it just should have been Tkachuk with the penalty.
Ferentz with a big shot of the one-timer, that one high over the crossbar. And that's the thing with Brady Tkachuk, right? Keeping him right at the boiling point, but make sure he doesn't boil over in those battles. In that case, unfortunately, got a penalty here. The holding call against Boston College, so the delayed call, Ottinger. Out of the net is Boston University. Can't do anything with the delayed call. But we've got a holding call here and a power play coming up for Boston University. BC up 2-0. They'll be down a man when we come back.
Casey Fitzgerald sits in the box. His team's up 2-0 here, 6 minutes and 12 seconds into the second period. This was a result of a big man in Greenway trying to just do what he does with the puck, and the reach out, right there, no doubt about it, from Fitzgerald trying to fend him off. Fitzgerald, a really good defensive defenseman, has been excellent in Hockey East his whole career, and he's able to block off Greenway and keep him from the front of the net. The problem is he did it illegally for the first part of it. So
sometimes against Greenway, that's your only chance.
Well, right. It's again, there's the engagement factor for Greenway, and he can hold off with using one arm and stick handle with the other.
Well, stating the obvious here, but a huge opportunity for Boston University. Not just up a man, but it's a 4-on-3 power play. So all kinds of empty ice here in an offensive zone draw. They get Bobo Carpenter out to take it. They'll go up against Cotton in a big defensive zone draw here for the Eagles. Puck is dropped, and Carpenter able to get it over to Fabro, the defenseman on the boards, battling, and he gets it down to Greenway. Greenway takes it to the front of the net, but he never quite got there. Poked away by Joseph Wall.
Yeah, I think
impressive job by the goaltender.
I think it was a real nice job by the paddle, the stick blade of Wall right there. Subtle little play.
Greenway able to keep that puck moving, but a nice second effort as it was knocked away by Michael Caro, the defenseman for the Eagles. Carpenter just chips it in here. Puck along the near side. Turning away from traffic nicely, Graham McPhee pulling off some time as he goes for a skate behind his net, and now the Eagles able to clear. 55 seconds remaining in the matching penalties. About 22 additional seconds on the penalty that created the power play. A 4-on-3 power play for Boston University. They are trailing 2-0 here in the second. Fabro fires it in. Greenway now with time. As they swing it back around to Fabro. Here's Chris for Greenway. Greenway looking back up to the point. Greenway looking. They work it through to Chris. Unable to handle that pass.
A lot of perimeter time for BU.
Chris fires the shot. Carpenter's out in front. Couldn't get a piece of it. Now it's loose behind the net. Carpenter gloves it down, and it's controlled by the Eagles. 10 seconds remaining on the original penalties. Greenway waiting. Creates space. Plays it down low, but the pass got by everybody. Fabro able to keep it in. Here's Chris. First penalties come to an end as they come back out into the battle. Greenway with it now. He's got to be careful as both skaters come from behind. It's broken up there, and McPhee will slowly skate it up the ice and then tried to dump it in, but now it comes away to space with just 8 seconds remaining on the power play, and the Eagles bring it in 2-on-2, short-handed pass just out of the reach of Matila, and that will end the power play. So a 4-on-3 opportunity falls by the wayside, and the Eagles now with control of the puck, losing it in the end. And now it's loose at center ice. A 2-0 lead for the Eagles and a good penalty kill. They've killed off both BU power plays tonight. Puck up along the near boards as Patrick Curry gets after it. Curry trying to play it around and is wrapped all the way around. Eagles have to get after it. Eagles with 6 shots already this period. They had 5 all of the first period. Now the opportunity, score! Puck came away to the far side, and patiently, Amonte was there, and he buries it. And Terrier Nation comes to life at the Garden.
All right, we've seen BU make 2 mistakes, and we've seen, actually it was 3 mistakes if you include the Bobo Carpenter turnover, and they've been scored on twice. Now, BU's going to take advantage of a turnover right here as the puck by Caro is turned up into a very sloppy kind of pass, little hesitant pass. Amonte showing some excellent skill after getting the puck going backwards and getting it past the goaltender wall. Hank Crone with a really nice pass too, but it's the interception of the initial play, and then Amonte getting it where he's got to open up to where then he's facing the net, doesn't elect to go to his backhand, opens up, pivots, opens to his forehand, and rifles it past the proned out goaltender wall there. Huge goal.
Amonte had the overtime goal against Harvard and made one of the Beanpot here at TD Garden. He has a goal that gets BU on the board tonight. 2-1 now. Boston College leading as we approach the midway point of regulation. Here's McPhee in the offensive zone. Rising shot, under the save, and he lost sight of the rebound for a moment, but it's swept away. And Bowers gets it over to the corner, much to the relief of the Terriers. Melanson plays it in on the right side. And Casey Fitzgerald is there for the Eagles. Boston University getting a goal from Ty Amonte, his 6th of the season. 2 of them coming here at the Garden. 10 minutes gone here in the second period. We're midway through regulation. Rising off-speed shot. Curry gets after it for Boston University. He's met there.
And definitely a different energy level from BU. I mean, they were doing some good things, not great, but good things with the puck for a while, as an icing is called here against Boston College. But now they're jumping. Instead of kind of holding the puck and shooting it to the net, Tom, where they had some net presence and they didn't have a lot of scramble time, now they're jumping. They're taking away the wall, and they're getting the puck. You know, they're getting engaged into the battle.
Crone and Curry assisting on the goal from Amonte. And with the face-off draw, it is Boston University taking it in. Greenway got it started. Chris now slides it across. Score! Just like that. David Ferentz gets his 2nd. And the quick strike capability of the Terriers tying this game up at 2 apiece.
They've dressed 7 defensemen in this game, but Ferentz has played a lot of forward this year. This is going to be a nice play by Chad Chris, and he's going to get it over to Ferentz, who uses the one-timer. As BU is going to move the puck up the ice, now they're going to get speed and transition to the neutral zone. Watch the play right there by Chris. Hits the line, waits and waits, and everybody from BC is looking over to the right. Meanwhile, coming in on the right wing side is Ferentz. I think there you can see a BC player, I think it was Dudek, had fallen down. And that gives just a little bit more room for BU, and all of a sudden, literally, in a couple, in what, 2 minutes?
Minute 37.
Minute 37, the tenor of this game has changed completely.
Boston University seemed a little bit lifeless after that second goal, but they have stepped it up ever since that 4-on-3 power play, right? They were shut down on that, and they seemed to turn it up a notch after the frustration of that power play. We are all tied up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, I'd also, though, argue, Tommy, I'd say that these turnovers by Boston College, in particular the first one, just the kind of the hesitant pass, the play up the wall instead of hammering and getting it out. That had a lot to do with BU getting the goal.
Battling through on the near side is Grando. He runs into a crowd. Well, they're covering behind the net, keeping it away from Grando. And it comes off Bowers over to the near side. Cockrell gets a stick on it. The Lohan stays with it and passes it away.
And this is what Boston College is going to need, guys like Lohan. They're one senior, their guy to help settle things down and say, hey, all right, fellas, it's a whole new game. Let's not panic. Let's not try and win it in one shifter. Let's get back to playing quick hockey and not turnover hockey.
Long pass here picked off by Zach Walker, but it'll come back out on a hand pass there with 8:21 remaining. We'll take a timeout as the Terriers, with goals by Amonte and Ferentz in just a minute 37 span, have tied this game up at 2 in the second.
Welcome back inside TD Garden for the semifinals of the Hockey East Tournament. BC was up 2-0 in this game, has given up that 2-0 lead. It is now tied at 2. Now, young teams give up leads. The youngest team in NCAA hockey, that's what we're looking at with Boston College. 20 years, 125 days old is the average. Guess the second youngest team in NCAA hockey. That would be Boston University. 20 years, 127 days old.
Emerson, I got to say, it was a sight watching you with all the birth certificates here at TD Garden earlier tonight, laying out the numbers and doing the math. I was very impressed by that.
All of a sudden, I feel extremely old.
Well, yeah. Take a walk in our shoes up here on the 9th floor, my friend.
Yeah, that's true. You got me beat.
Yeah,
Thanks, man. You win.
I might have lapped the field in this case. Good stuff, Emerson. Thank you. Yeah, 2 young teams, so you're going to see the fits and spurts as that maturity comes over the course of a long season. And in a game like this, you can see momentum swings, which is what you've seen so far here tonight. 8 minutes remaining here in the second period. Game tied up at 2 apiece. Comes out off the near boards and trying to skate through it is Greco on the far side. Ron Greco has 5 goals on the season. 3 of them have come against Boston University. There's Amonte. His goal got the BU comeback started, all tied up at 2 now. They were trailing 2-0 early in the second period, but a pair of unanswered goals tying this up. A swing at it over there on the far side by Carew. And now the Terriers will start to skate it out. Greenway to the blue line. Make something happen as he carries it in deep, now turns away from traffic. Picked off there by Tkachuk, back to Greenway, but a little too hard. He gets after it behind the net. Looking for space, he plays it back. Kinsalo fires it through. Melanson streaking in, tried to redirect it towards net. Now the puck over on the far boards in the corner. Tkachuk playing it back up and kept in well by Cam Crowdy. Slowly around the boards, Melanson trying to get after it. He chased that thing from behind the net, just couldn't get to it in time to keep it in. Not many open passing lanes there in neutral ice right now as Melanson brings it back into the offensive zone. A little collision there. The official in the middle of it. Now it comes out. Here's Bowers, but it was blocked. I believe it was Rossinen who got a skate in front of the shot. Tkachuk in front. Big save. Wall. And another one on the follow. 2 point-blank bids for the Terriers. But Joseph Wall was there to stand tall.
A nice save with the game tied at 2. Tkachuk on a long shift out there with Melanson. Greenway had already gone off. Melanson's waiting, or I beg your pardon, it's Ferentz that's waiting. Here comes Melanson to the front, and then also kind of coming in stealth right there. You end up seeing the pass. Watch right here. Bowers is going to wait. Bowers exits that area where there's a man that's guarding him, and he goes to an area where nobody is. An excellent little pass because Tkachuk had already taken a look out of the left over his left shoulder at what was going to happen. Love that backhand pass from behind the net quickly. Skates are turning, and maybe Andrew Alberts can talk about how tough it is for a defenseman to have to react that quickly when they're down low. But Tkachuk again using that foresight of knowing that Bowers was coming with a nice pass.
Off the draw, it was blocked. Now the Eagles have control. Cotton plays it ahead and bounces through everybody. No icing as it was touched coming through, and the puck now behind the net. Collision there, and it's Brandon Hickey getting it away. Just out over neutral ice. Cotton's got to wait. Now tries to fire it in to actually hit Hutsko, and with 6 minutes remaining, puck's at neutral ice. Back and forth we go. The Eagles forged a 2-0 lead. The Terriers have come back to tie it up, and now Hickey looking for more. His shot went wide, and it comes back to Fabro at the point. Dante Fabro getting it started there. Won a gold medal with the Canadian World Junior team this year after winning silver last year. The first skater in Boston University history to win both a gold and a silver at the World Junior Championships. Boston University battling back from a 2-0 deficit. We're all tied up at 2 here at the Garden. Tony Amonte, one of the 2 goals. Ferentz, the other, as David Ferentz and Ty Amonte have scored to tie us up. I called him Tony a few times tonight.
Just once.
Just once?
Yeah, you can buy dinner.
Take the over. Take the over. How many times I'm going to say Tony tonight? By the way, it's the first time BU has erased a 2-goal deficit since December 1st against Boston College. Came back and won that game 7-4. We'll see how this one plays out, but they have rallied back and given themselves new life here in the second period.
Yeah, they've made plays. They've taken the play to Boston College in the last couple of minutes, where they've really kind of owned the walls, owned the area around the net too, forcing Boston College into making some passes into some plays that they don't seem comfortable with. And Ottinger gets a shot every once in a while, but has only faced 12 off the sticks of Boston College so far, and hasn't really been able to get into that total rhythm.
Off the draw.
That's a good save.
Absolutely. Ottinger finding his rhythm as this game has gone along. Boston College scored a goal quickly off a face-off earlier this period. Got a shot immediately off the face-off there. And here, Tkachuk trying to make something happen deep in the offensive zone.
Well, there's another play, that Boston College doesn't want to make. Rossinen got the puck in just about where the Hockey East logo is in the own zone. He puts it back, and it almost creates a bad turnover. They got to be smarter with the puck.
Good pass there from Chris. Brady Tkachuk bracing for the hit. He's able to get it in deep. Buys his team a chance to change up here, and they do, as Kim gets it started for Boston College. Turnover here. Ty Amonte bringing it in, drops it back, and the shot there is stopped by Wall. Good bid as BU came in with numbers.
Tonight, following the Hockey East tournament, check in for Nesson Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. The show that saves you time will preview tomorrow's Hockey East Championship and have all the latest on the Red Sox and Bruins. Get everything you need to know tonight on Nesson Sports Today.
Well, Boston University has outshot Boston College 6-1 since that 4-on-3 power play that didn't come to much. They've scored both their goals in that stretch as well. With 4:45 remaining in the second period, these old rivals are tied up at 2 apiece. Crotty fires it in. Deflects coming through. Here's Amonte behind the net, on net. Wall turns it aside.
Yeah, he had Ferentz wide open too, coming in from the left point. The point men for David Quinn's club have gotten very involved as icing is called here against BU. Amonte's line, though, has been a catalyst, been a difference maker for this BU team. They're jitterbugging out there. They're really moving well. And again, that last play he used behind the net again to get into that area. Ferentz was he gave a little beaver tap on with the stick coming in. And he wanted it bad. He wanted it badly coming in from the left side. Felt that he was open for it. Now the officials are saying that Logan Cockrell's got to go off the ice because he was not on the ice when the icing was called.
Always tough because they were in the midst of a change there as the icing went through, but they try to
original
keep the
line.
Same guys out there, the original line. 4:31 to go, and the end of the period as the mileage starts to take its toll, those icings can become a major factor here. We're tied up at 2 apiece as Ferentz, who has the tying goal, gets it started. Amonte with speed coming in, plays it out in front, and a the save made by Wall, who came out sprawling and was able to make the stop on a terrific bid for Boston University. Hank Crone came in. The pass was just into the skates, but he was still able to turn it into a good shot.
Yeah, but again, this all starts with the breakout. And here comes Ty Amonte with speed through the neutral zone. Amonte's going to break to the backhand, tries to get it over, and he does hit the backhand of Crone, as you mentioned. Just gets a little bit handcuffed, but the pass through the legs of the defender, Matielek, over to the backhand. The skate can't get slapped in from Crone. I've really enjoyed what I've seen from the Amonte line this period.
Meantime, just over 4 minutes remaining in Boston College. Like to see what it's like to get a little offensive zone time here as this period has rolled on. Boston University has tilted the ice over the last 10 minutes.
We haven't seen many skilled plays from Boston College in this game. We're seeing more and more off the skates and sticks of BU.
Yeah, here's Bowers trying to make one. The save made, rebound loose through the slot, taken there by Cotton-Salo. Cotton got a piece of it and it goes to the far wall. Cockrell battling with Hutsko. Top freshman going at it there, and Boston University keeps it in. Hand pass will be the call, as that one went up on the wall and was knocked down with the glove. 3:28 remaining here in this second period. Boston University rolling into this by sweeping UConn overtime, and then a one-goal win, 2-1. Boston College beating Merrimack 1-0, and then the overtime win 4-3. And then a lot of people stunned as Merrimack announced that they would not be bringing Mark Dennehy back for next season.
Well, not to focus on it too much as we're at the BC-BU game, but I was very surprised by that decision by Merrimack after 13 years and a lot of good stuff. Tough place to do a lot of winning for certain reasons at Merrimack, and Mark Dennehy, I thought, brought a fantastic culture, great climate for hockey there for NCAA, Division I legit stuff, and don't quite get the decision by Merrimack to do that. But
couldn't agree with you more. Second tough battle, and they gave Boston College everything they could handle after beating Lowell in the previous weekend series.
Lawler became a brutal place for opposing teams to have to go into and try and win there. And then, sometimes we get, I think, lost in what college hockey is supposed to be about when it's all said and done. College sports, for that matter. But
Boston University won at Lawler this year. It was the first time these seniors had ever won there. That's how tough that place is. Meantime, Boston University looking to get their first lead of the game here. 2:20 remaining in the period. I'll finish it by saying Mark Dennehy won't be unemployed for long. He will get an opportunity to be back in there quickly. Loose puck here on the near side, and Boston University trying to break it out. Amonte, who had the goal that started the comeback here, gets it over to the far side, and BU will dump it in. 2 minutes remaining here in the second period of play. Dante Favreau fires it in, and Wall is back there. Wall stopping 24 of 26 shots tonight, but BC all kinds of trouble getting it out of their own end right now. Battle for the puck there in the far corner, and it is kept in there by Crone up behind the net. Eagles finally get it out as Lohan, but it was picked off at center ice, carried right back in by Cockrell. The numbers here, centering pass, a little too hot for Bowers to handle. And Cockrell gets right back after it. Cockrell turns, sends that one, but it's redirected wide. BC would just love to get out of this period right now the way it's going. Cockrell.
They got to make a play. Lohan didn't get the puck through. That's what I'm talking about. Skilled plays have not been good for Boston College, leading to these type of turnovers in this second period for BU to take advantage of.
That was blocked there in neutral ice as Kim finally sends it in deep. Favreau there for the Terriers in the final minute of this second period. Bowers sending it to space on the far side, and Michael Caro gets it there. The freshman, pick of the Arizona Coyotes, bringing it into the offensive zone, broken up there, and Kachuk gains a little space now in the offensive zone. Just over half a minute remaining, dumps it into the corner. Greenway is there. Greenway skating over to the near side, shielding that puck with his size and strength, and carrying it along the end boards now. Puck out in front, Wall steps out, and he stops Kachuk from a point-blank bid.
Another example of the big speed, or the size and strength of Greenway dominating this shift.
13 seconds remaining. Hutsko trying to just steer it out of traffic. Instead has to dump it length of the ice. And Consalo skating over near side. Final seconds winding down. And after 2 periods, the Battle of Comm is all tied up at 2.
Whole new game, obviously. BU, though, really took control of this game. Just 12 shots through 2 for Boston College.
Well, Boston College built that 2-0 lead on the goal. Just 3:26 in from Matila, but Amante and Ferentz battling to tie this one up in a minute 37 span. We got a whole new game here, Adam Pellerin, 2-2 after 2. The 2018 Hockey East Tournament semifinals on NESN are brought to you by Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a passion for winter adventure. 2-2 after 2 here at TD Garden as the Battle of Comm Ave, number 277, will come down to the final period. Boston University didn't seem to have much going in this one, Billy, and then Boston College kind of gave BU new life.
They started to really not make many plays, and they want to keep it a simple game. They want to play more of a zone-to-zone type of game. This isn't going to help, though. Interception of the pass, nice little play by Curry. It ends up leading to the Amante goal as he opens up and patiently outwaits Joseph Wall right there, but there's a turnover. And then they start doing some other turnovers with the puck in the neutral zone. Low hands looking to make a little bank pass. Cockrell intercepts it, and Bowers just can't corral it. Another opportunity off the breakout. They're trying to stretch the packs here through the neutral zone. Instead, they never connect, and then they allow for a transitional opportunity back the other way for Boston University. The second half of that second period, TC, too many turnovers from that man's squad. Jerry York is going to want them to settle it down, get the pucks through, and try and get established on a forecheck.
Well, we talked about Boston University's defensemen activating here as this game has gone along. They have attempted 19 shots. That's just the defensemen for Boston University. The entire Boston College Eagles have attempted 19 shots in this game. So BU's D-men have gotten into the act. This game is all tied up in Greenway. Into the offensive zone for Boston University, looking to change it. Leaves it behind the net for Melanson. The pass out to Chuck, who's coming in behind the net. Gets it back now near side. Now from Melanson down low. Wall got a piece of it and then had to be ready for the shot. Here's Greenway. He shoots. Hits off the side of the netting.
No goal.
No goal. And one side of the arena thought it was in, and maybe because of the reaction of the crowd, the goal judge turned the line.
Yeah, a little premature celebration. It has a feeling, though, right now with the demonstrative play of Greenway coming out here in his line in the final period. It just has a feeling that Greenway is going to have an impact on this game. And the way that he's controlled the puck, I know the guys in the studio talking about how he drew a penalty that helped lead to eventually to the first goal for Boston University. I mean, just creating an opportunity of 4-on-3. They're going to take a look at this. I'm not sure for what. Unless
the light went on. If you're on the ice, you want to make sure you get it right. It'll be a quick conversation.
Unless there's a hole in the net.
You never know.
That we can't see.
We have seen stranger things, but for
let's
the replay.
See. I thought it went outside, blocker side.
What? Yeah, it's outside, right?
That's outside the net to me.
But it almost looks like there is a hole that it went in. It looked like for a second from the outside.
Off the leg of the defender.
Yeah, this side of the post.
That's outside the whole time. And then, Kim's right there. Kachuk celebrates, thinking that it's in the net.
But again, it looks like it's clearly outside the entire time. Should be and will be a no goal as they come out and make the call, no goal. I thought the last shift, Billy, of the second period for Greenway, when he did the Yager, just kind of skated along the end boards twice, and they couldn't get to the puck.
Right.
That's when he starts to impose his will on a game.
Well, remember, he drew the penalty early in the second period, doing the same thing against Casey Fitzgerald. He's out there to start this third period, and he's handling the puck as much or more than anybody. David Quinn's going to run him. He's going to absolutely run him. He only draws 3 full lines. He's got 2/3 of the fourth line that has not seen much ice time at all in this game. And I think he's going to put him out there regularly here. I mean, a ton in this third period. The way he's playing, his icing is called right away against BU.
And so it'll come back into the Boston University end. 47 seconds gone here in this third period of play. Teams tied up at 2 apiece. David Quinn trying to spur his team on and to keep their season going. It's been 2006 since these rivals have met with a chance to end the other team's season, right? The loser tonight, for all intent and purpose, their season is over because they won't get the at-large bid. And that was in the NCAA tournament, a shocking BC win, 5-0 in the NCAA regional final back in 2006.
Speaking of the NCAA tournament, Princeton upsets Cornell in the ECAC first semifinal. That game started at 4 o'clock. That game is over. Princeton wins. Princeton's been dominant lately. That screws up some other things for other teams too.
And certainly for Cornell's hopes of being a number 1 seed.
I think they'll still get it. I think they'll get it.
But a little bit more difficult to get it.
But at-large teams and stuff, I mean, that messes it up for them. It's a very precarious year with the Pairwise this year.
And for these two teams, it becomes more precarious by the day because they are the teams that would have trouble getting an at-large bid with ending short of a Hockey East championship. And you need to win this game to get to the championship. And Curry trying to skate through the check there and battles through it and gets the puck down to the corner. Tried the quick one-touch pass, but it got away from him, and Monty battles in after it. Far side, the pass comes away. J.D. Dudek with space into the offensive zone, fires the shot, but off target. It was a blown here as it came up and out of play. These two teams have been going at it for a long time. We said 100 years ago they first met, and it was the first ever game for Boston University, the third game in Boston College hockey history. Each team with 3 Hobey Baker Awards since. Each team with 35 NCAA tournament appearances since. Each team with 5 national titles since. So needless to say, they have been pretty evenly matched over the century.
There's truly no bragging rights. There's minimal.
Minimal bragging rights over a century of hockey.
You know, the funny thing is that how college hockey and hockey in general has changed, TC. It's a different type of rivalry right now because these kids, most of these kids play with each other before they make it to this level.
Yeah, they're on national teams.
Yeah, the U.S. program.
Teams, for sure.
It's changed the tenor of many big rivalries in college hockey.
Well, you saw it early on, right? You saw Wall kind of making the face to Kachuk. I mean, two guys who've spent so much time together. There's not hatred there. There's mutual respect and probably a friendship when they get off the ice.
Oh, big time.
But not for the next 17 minutes and 14 seconds as they battle here. And into the offensive zone, it is Brown getting it back. He goes up the middle. Oettinger comes out with his biggest save of the night. So Boston College starting to show some of the skill you talked about, Billy, as Bowers comes back the other way for the Terriers.
But again, that wasn't really so much off the rush as it was, you know, a situational play where they get the puck and they get it quickly in the offensive zone, transition it right back, and Oettinger does make a really good save. Brown is going to get the puck down low, and the 2 quick passes going to move the puck up the ice, and nice body protection. Greco's up at the red line or the blue line trying to stretch things out. Here comes Brown, dish wide, gets it back to the middle of the ice, protects it to the backhand. But a nice little read there by Oettinger, who knows that Brown's to his backhand, so he can be aggressive coming to that side.
Bowers is waved out of the circle. Bobo Carpenter steps in to take the draw, going up against Rasanen. Carpenter had it for the moment, but it came out, and now Brown over center will dump it in. They'll come off the ice, unable to after the icing call. Get fresh legs out there for Boston College as Bowers tries to bring it up the ice for the Terriers. All the way in on Wall it comes. He plays it himself, and Chris steps up centering, hoping to bank it off someone. Patrick Curry is there for the Terriers, and he plays it in deep. On the near side, the pass from Hutsko on target and played in deep here by David Cotton. Chris behind the net takes the hit, races for it, and keeps control of the puck. Now the Eagles get control. Out behind the net, Matila had his pocket picked by Consalo and then got it right back. Hutsko behind the net, drifting out in front. He fires it short side. Oettinger was ready for it. Now Consalo gets it away to Curry. Curry can't get it out.
Excellent read by Hutsko, being above the puck there.
Crone finally gets it. It's gloved down by Amonte, going in with Crone. Crone on the follow, keeps it in as BU changes up. Come on, let's go. Upended there in the corner. BU fans wanted to call. They don't get it. Puck behind the net. And it's taken there and brought around by Carroll. Carroll swings it back to the near side for Casey Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is to play it up. No icing there as they battle behind the net, and now Boston University will skate up the ice. On the far side, here's Greenway with space, going in with Melanson. Finds Kachuk. Kachuk back in front, Melanson. Robbed by Joseph Wall. Save of the night by Wall, and he keeps this game tied in the third period.
Oh my, what a reaction by the left pad of Wall. Even he gets a little chuckle. I think the linesman said, hey, nice save. The pass across from Greenway is going to end up eventually over. Watch right, Greenway's going to pull up, cross over to Melanson, comes, or Kachuk to Melanson, and Melanson's quick redirection, stoned by the left pad, left glove, or the glove of Wall. Excellent acceleration over, power save with the mitt. Oh my, beautiful breakthrough, the neutral zone by BU, better save from Wall.
Back on November 17th, Wall made a save against UNH. That was number 2 on the Sports Center top 10 plays of the night. I know there's going to be a lot of basketball tonight, but that's got to get some consideration as one of the plays of the night, because you will not see a better save at a bigger time, tie game, third period of a semifinal.
Stared down those guys. He knows well. The overhead will even show you a little more power with the right leg. Left leg comes over. Gloves right there. Gloves in perfect position. I'm sure Rays or Andrew Raycroft can talk about that body positioning and the ability to get over like that a heck of a lot better than I can. I just enjoy watching that type of save there.
And he's not done. Melanson playing it out in front. Shot. Score. Greenway in front. It was redirected in the crease. They will take another look at it. No doubt about that. But at this moment, it's in the net. The celebration going on. And already an official over on the sideline looking at it.
Be aware, yes, there was a body in the crease. I think it was Kachuk. I know that will surprise everybody. The question will be, did he make contact with the goaltender Wall and not allow him to play the position? Right away, Wall won it, but here's the Wall battle that's won by BU. Melanson's going to wait. Nice pass to the front of the net with a little extra reach. I don't think Kachuk touches him. And there's Greenway. We talked just a moment ago about how we felt that he could be would be an impact player in this period. Kachuk makes absolutely no pushing motion towards Wall, and the overhead, I think, will show you that Lohan is going to be the one that actually pushes Brady Kachuk into any potential contact in that area. I do not see that as a wave off. I see that as a good goal. Kachuk showed, unlike in the second period, remember when he went at it down low and he got into a JJ with Dudek?
Yep.
There he was, I thought, wrong.
Little restraint.
I thought he showed a lot of restraint.
Yeah.
I think this is a heck of a play by Kachuk. After a gorgeous pass by Melanson, being a lefty, is going to extend his hands just enough to elude the defender with the puck and get it to the front. Corralled on the backhand by Greenway, and the one quick shot. If you know what, if anything, too, Wall is leaning over to his left, and I think that's where he feels a little contact. Watch the stick of 24 Lohan right there, and then the arm. He's pushing him, holding him. Where's the contact? It would be a little bit, just a little bit with the goaltender Wall. Now, are they going to say that Kachuk was in the crease before the shot was there, and therefore, did he prohibit or inhibit the ability of the netminder to cleanly play the position?
When Wall came out, he bumped into Kachuk. That was in the crease. Was it before or after the puck got into the crease? That'll be the question.
I love the pass by Melanson. He's actually, I think he's looking for Kachuk. And then hands, backhand, forehand. He loads up quickly, does the shooter Greenway, and he puts it in. Oh, man. Remember, in college hockey, if you are in the crease and it's deemed that you have not allowed the goaltender to move over to an area, even if there isn't contact, that it will be called a no goal. So what are they going to say? I thought I at first thought it would be a good goal. But are they going to say that Wall did not have the ability to move over?
And as you look at it from the overhead, you start to think that action in the crease, and sure enough, no goal.
Well, that's the reason, because they were saying he was in the crease, and that by being in the crease, that he did not allow for the net, wouldn't allow for the netminder Wall to move over and play that position. Well, you know what? I think Wall does a nice job of helping the officials there, too, by not actually making dramatic. I mean, he tries to get in an area. He makes it look like he can't move to that area at all. One more look at the overhead. All right, his skate is in the crease, clearly. And what they're saying right there is that it's too long he's in the crease, and even though that's super slow-mo, they're not allowing Wall to come out and play the position. That's the difference in college than in the NHL.
A heated exchange, as you might expect from David Quinn, but he's getting a little caution here from the officials. We showed you Quinn for a moment. If you can read lips, we apologize, because what he said.
And if you can lead rips, we're really impressed.
Really, good luck with that, because clearly I can't. We are just over 5 minutes gone into the third period. And
you know what?
Thought they had the lead.
And I will fully admit, first blush, I thought it was a good goal. And then the more you watched it, and the college rule,
yes,
being in the crease, you understand that they went by the book there.
And you said it too. Wall helped himself get the call by coming out just a little bit, making a little bit of contact, draw attention to the fact that he's in your crease.
And he's leaning, and he's showing that he can't get out to that area. So we continue. But again, I look for Greenway and for this line. Take this team, put it on its shoulders. Be the difference maker for their team if they can. BC's got to take advantage of that. Got to.
Well, Boston College, after the icing call, is the puck in the offensive zone. Comes out to neutral ice, tapped out ahead, and now quickly back the other way comes Tkachuk. Tkachuk gains the line, takes it down deep, upended, plays it out in front. And Greenway on the follow, just had it coming behind him. Now the quick pass to Hickey off the skate.
Well, Tkachuk may have gotten away with one in front of the net there on Matila. He's got to use that restraint that we talked about before. Can't get upset that goal didn't count.
Greenway in center, came right back in, fires it right back in. Boston University able to change up the puck in the offensive zone. Now the battle on the far boards in front of the BC bench. Comes to Chad Chris. Gains the line on net. Glove save down low, and Wall wants to get that whistle, and he does. So Wall's been strong. He's been busy. 28 saves and counting for the BC goaltender. We're tied at 2. The 2018 Hockey East Tournament semifinals on Nesson are brought to you by Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a passion for winter adventure. 2-2 BC BU tied up here in the third period. Let's go down to Emerson Lazio.
Hey guys, 2 months ago, a major milestone for an important member of this BU hockey team. Mike DeMella, the team's manager, equipment manager, celebrating his 1,000th game with the team. He started covering this team, taking care of the Terriers back in 1993. At that time, the oldest person currently on the roster was still a year out from exiting his mom. So that just puts in perspective for you. No one here was born. He's like one of the guys in the locker room, getting everyone fired up. He doesn't like the spotlight, but you know what? We're giving it to him anyway because he deserved it.
Exiting, huh, Emerson? 13:40 to go here in the third period.
There you go, bro.
But really amazing. You think about how demanding that job is. The hours equipment managers put in behind the scenes.
They are the saloon keeper. They are the bartender, the hairdresser. If I had any hair, I'd still remember what that is.
I got a guy. Into the offensive zone they come. Rando feathers that one through, but it was out of the reach. And now on the follow, Ottinger had to be ready. But there is, there's no more thankless job in hockey, and there is no job that is more appreciated by a coach of a team than that of the equipment manager.
And the trainer. Those two guys.
The trainer, of course. They're the guys behind the scene, the medical staff and the equipment guys.
And they really know everything literally that's going on.
Right.
They know everything because they see guys come in early. They see guys stay late. They understand who's in good place, who's in good stead, and who's not. A lot of times coaches go to those guys and say, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? Right. What can you help me out with?
I bet, we've had stories of games being won in the NHL playoffs because of illegal curves that an equipment manager noticed and got a power play for his team at the right time.
Yeah. The stories that those guys have, oh my, and don't cross one of them ever. If that ever gets out, if you're a bad dude to an equipment manager or a trainer, shame on you first of all, and second of all, you're not going to have many friends around the league.
No, and you might not have the sharpest skates when you take the ice.
Excellent point,
around.
yes.
12:35, time to go here in the third period. We're still tied up at 2. Boston University had a goal disallowed. Goaltender interference. as Wall takes that one from a long ways out, and he holds on. I think Joseph Wall right now is going to hold on to a lot of these pucks because by and large, Boston University has been setting up the puck in the offensive zone far more than Boston College has. Don't forget our nightcap coming up. After this one, we've got number 2, Northeastern University, coming off their first Beanpot win in 30 years, taking on number 3, Providence College.
How about what we're expecting out of Northeastern? The student section, they sold out their student section tickets for this game. So we'll have a couple of thousand Huskies making their way over here. They're probably barking in the neighborhood right now. I got a hunch of some Friar fans, too. They travel well.
Talk about saloon keepers. Not a bad time to own a bar on Canal Street.
Excellent.
Here tonight.
Yep.
These 4 schools descend. 12-17 our time here remaining in the first game of the doubleheader. Cotton comes away with the puck. It was broken up on the way through, but Carroll gets after it on the far side and plays it behind the net. Battle back there as Fabro tried to dig it out. Shot from the point. Hammered there by Casey Fitzgerald, but never got through that crowd. Now it's loose, and Greenway tries to get after it. Fabro there to help out, battling with Hutsko. Good job by Hutsko, who comes away with the puck. Back to Caro, shot on net. Ottinger squeezes tight.
Nice shift there by Boston College as they got the puck into the offensive zone and they established some forecheck. Let's go back to another good breakout that we saw before here. Just some short passes help the BC Eagles generate an opportunity coming out of the zone. You go from side to side, and now you've got speed at 2-on-1 going back the other way. This is how you got to do it if you're Boston College. Eliminate the icings. Too many icings taken in general in this game. But those type of short passes, zone to zone, get it through and then get it in. That last shift, Matila and Hutsko, Cotton getting in on the forecheck, doing a nice job generating zone time.
Face off in the left wing circle comes to Bowers for Boston University. He's able to get that out to neutralize. A good battle here by Bobo Carpenter. He's got help. He goes down, gets back up with the puck, and the deflected puck now comes away to Tortora. Tortora into the zone, gets it back on the one time, but it was on the heel of the stick, and he couldn't get much on it.
Great opportunity. A great opportunity after a play. I thought perhaps that would have been called a penalty as Carpenter was working hard and taken down.
Here's Cockrell into the offensive zone, dropping it back for Chris. Down low for Bowers, who just ran out of real estate to get that shot away.
I thought we were going to see a shot before that. We had 2 good opportunities, one at each end. Shots didn't even hit the net.
Things opening up a little bit here as we approach the midway point of the third period. Shot from the right point, Crotty, and then a big shot there from Ferens, and a bouncing puck snapped out of the air by Wall, and he holds on.
Good opportunity by Boston University. Let's go back to the no call that was made as Bobo Carpenter is going to win the battle, and he's going to get to the inside. Nice little hustle right there, and is he taken out? Inadvertent perhaps, but he regains control of the puck. Back the other way, Boston College went. Tortora had the puck just go by him. Each team again with a pretty darn good opportunity here at almost at the halfway mark of the third period, but neither was able to actually get a shot on net to call it a legit scoring chance.
Oh, good job by Christopher Brown. He wins the race to the dots, so no icing there, and now the Eagles have control. In the offensive zone, this is McPhee. Puck stripped away from him, and Curry's able to bring it out to center ice. Fired right back in. Crotty plays it behind his net, and he gets it around to Patrick Curry. Turnover here, Brown tried to touch that pass up ahead to McPhee, but it was broken up there. Crotty got over for Boston University. Down in the BCN, the Eagles trying to bring it out. McPhee got it started. Michael Kim into the offensive zone. Hammers a shot, but it's wide.
Another good example, though, of short passes. Sometimes you call it climbing the ladder. You got to work your way up the ice. Boston College did that just there, using the middle of the ice, getting it wide, and Kim getting it in.
Played in deep there by Hutsko, and now the scrum behind the net. Hutsko comes away with it and played it out in front. Tkachuk has a little bit of room here on the left side. He heads in with help, drops it back, gets it back, trying to play it out front there from Melanson. Greenway with it behind the net, now over to the corner. Jordan Greenway, Olympian, bringing it out of the crowd, playing it back to the point, and it's kept in there by Fabro. Into the mixer, blocked, and Tkachuk has control. He plays it back into that same crowd. Now back up top, Fabro hammers it, blocked, and Hutsko carries out. 3-on-2 developing for the Eagles. Into the long shift, but they get it to Cotton. That was blocked. Cotton gets it back. He's got room as he brings it up to the doorstep, and it's turned side. Cleared away by the Terriers. Let a little steam leak out of that pressure cooker, but it'll be an icing, so no one will come off the ice for Boston University.
Both teams, again, finally, playing a little bit more to their identity. Kachuk had an opportunity working in tandem along with Greenway to our left. And then back to the other end, David Cotton is able to get the puck. He kind of picks it out of midair and puts it down. His opportunities, we see them get up through speed through the neutral zone as the puck goes wide. Cotton, number 17, is going to get it right there. Skate the stick, and then it's a nice block by the defender. I think it was Hickey that comes in and gaps up. But there goes Cotton spinning after picking the puck out of the midair. Spins around, and puck just went wide. We're going to have a timeout called by David Quinn as he's got to rest up this crew that was on the ice with 9:02 remaining here in the third.
They were running out of gas before the icing.
Yeah.
Kind of iced it just to catch a breather, and now it comes back into their end. Here's how we got here. Tied up at 2 apiece. Boston College got a goal from Connor Moore in the first minute of the game, and then Julius Matila got the 2-0 lead for the Eagles. Then Amonte and Farron scoring 1 minute and 37 seconds apart for Boston University. BU outshooting BC 33-17. That's become a regularity for the Boston College Eagles. We told you about the shot differential against Merrimack last weekend. Told you the loser of this game would undoubtedly see its season come to an end. It's been 30 years, Billy, since both BC and BU missed the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Think about that. One of them in the NCAA tournament every year. And that could happen this year.
It shows, though, the depth of what has happened in the NCAA tournament. I mean, you're up to 60 teams in the field, and you're seeing good teams all over. I mean, all over the place. Seeing teams that are making a difference, and therefore it's making it harder, for these schools to get in on just what's a good year. You need to have a very good to great year to get in.
And Boston College this year with the regular season championship. But as we said, this was as tough a hockey season as we can remember in a long time. That's those bottom teams were very good.
Yeah.
We talked about Merrimack already. They were the last place team in the regular season. Knocked off UMass Lowell, and then
UMass Amherst was really good.
UMass Amherst gave everybody fits. UConn had a great weekend series against BU.
Yeah.
Mark Kavanaugh's got a great team together there.
They're starting to really get going, although they do lose Max Latunov, who signs and goes to the pros with the San Jose Sharks. I think that was expected, though.
8:20 to go here. No scoring in the third period. Tied up at 2 apiece. Chris fires it in. Amonte wins the race and lays the hit over there. Almost created the opportunity. Now Greco bringing it out the other way with Cotton. His shot blocked. Nice job by Consalo getting back. And now he joins the rush as BU brings it up the ice. Crone for Amonte. Amonte had it deflected around behind the net. Christopher Brown gets it started. Good job by Melanson. He steps up and didn't get a stick on it, but used the body to block the clearing bid.
I've liked his energy in this game, especially the second and third period. Melanson doesn't get near the credit as Kachuk and Greenway, but he's done a lot of the dirty work.
And here's Greenway taking it down to the doorstep, knocked off his stick as he barreled towards the net.
Enough body. Oh, they're going to call a penalty. The front referee didn't call it, and he looked at him, but the back official looks like is going to make the call. They're going to call the goalie interference.
Interference call will put Boston College on the power play. We're going to come back. 7:29 to go. Tie game here in the semifinal.
Jordan Greenway is sitting in the penalty box for interference with the goaltender after a drive to the net. He's going to bust himself down the right side. Watch, look at his eyes right there. He's going to drive, and he gets bumped too a little. He tries to get out of the way just enough. Watch right here. He looks at the referee to see, did I get anything or not? Because there was contact with the goalie. I don't know where. Does the back official deem that he doesn't make enough of an attempt to get out of the way? I guess. From the backside right there, watch the back referee. Right there. He makes the call from afar. Both officials, doesn't matter where they are on the ice, allowed to make it. I didn't think it was. Doesn't matter what I think, though.
David Quinn not going to be happy with that, to say the least. Remember earlier in the game, Greenway was called with embellishment on a play. So that's a couple of calls that have gone against Greenway that are kind of intent calls, right? Did he embellish? Did he
maybe
get out
not
of the
enough
way?
of an intent to get out of the way. Maybe that's what the back official thought. A lot of times people say, well, why isn't the front referee, the closest ref, making the call? Well, sometimes they're schooled, they're instructed to watch to see if the puck goes in the net. That's their first thing. And the second thing, then, if the back referee is focusing on the play more, they can make those calls from further away.
All right, BC second power play of the game, and a big shot there as Fitzgerald took the shot. Ottinger makes a save. Rebound loose out in front. Scramble on the edge of the crease. The puck down under it somewhere, and it never went in the net. Ottinger made at least a couple of saves in there. Might have been a block in there as well by Hickey. Slowly gets up after all of that. Furious action there with 7:01 remaining as the Eagles battling on the power play to get the lead.
Fitzgerald with the shot from the point, rebound off the blocker side of Ottinger, and then the great recovery save, and then the scramble comes, and I love that play there by Hickey. Doesn't cover it with his hand, his body is right there. Pretty stellar play. Not to make sure not to bring it in with your hand, cover it in that area. I think everybody knows it follows hockey in that crease area. If he'd covered it with his hand, would have been a penalty shot.
Instead, it's a neutral zone draw. BU wins it and clears it length of the ice with a minute 25 to go on the Boston College power play. BC led this game 2-0. BU with two quick ones in the second period, tying it up to 2, and we have stayed that way ever since. BU had a goal disallowed at 5:15 of this third period. And now with 13:30 gone, we remain tied. A minute remaining in the power play. As Bobo Carpenter plays it away, Tkachuk couldn't quite reel it in. Now Hutsko, weaving through a crowd, flips it away looking for Christopher Brown. Brown gets to it. Knocked off the puck, kicks it back to the skate. It's loose on the far side. A couple of big hits bringing the crowd to life.
Tkachuk with one. I didn't catch the BC player that ran over Fabro there, but he absolutely railed him.
Chuck got a shot away from a tough angle. Save made Wall, and he left it there. Looking for his team to bring it up the ice. With the man advantage still rolling on for 24 seconds.
I think it was Graham McPhee that caught Fabro with a heavy hit.
Here's Moore. He scored 46 seconds in the game. First shot on net in this game. NBC led 1-0. Now Kim going to get in that one-goal lead again. We're back at center ice. Final seconds of the power play winding down. Greenway comes out of the box. McPhee finds Kim. It's blocked. McPhee gets it back. Save made. Rebound. Score! No!
Yeah, that was it.
Light came on. Referee said no. Whistle blows. We'll sort it out. Looked like it went in the net to me.
It did. It went in the
And
net.
I believe it was Brown. We'll see who got that shot away, but I think that's going to be a Boston College goal.
Now let's see if there's any goalie interference on this play, as there was a plethora of bodies in front of the net. It was Brown, I think, that came in to hammer that one home. As the shot here, the pass, is made by McPhee. Here's the shot by Kim. It's blocked. Great play by McPhee to corral it on the back end. Right there, clearly in the back of the net. The official Miller is looking, he's trying to look for the puck. He doesn't see it. What you're going to see now, does Dudek push the goaltender Ottinger out of the way and not allow him to come back? Again, super slow motion makes it seem like it's not a big deal, but there's a body in the crease and Ottinger can't reach back to make a save. Is this the same thing that we saw a while early in the third period when BU's goal was nullified? McPhee with beautiful quick hands holds on to it on the back end, off the post, off the leg. Dudek to the front. Dudek, does he catch Ottinger, or are they going to say that Melanson interferes with his own netminder?
It would stand as the 9th of the year for Christopher Brown if it stands. And again, a big melee there, but Dudek clearly in the crease. Melanson between Dudek and the goaltender as he tries to get back there. Much like Wall came out and initiated the contact, the fact that Ottinger is trying to get back in there will draw attention to it.
This is quick. My initial reaction to this is a good goal.
And it's a goal. And sure enough, Christopher Brown has given his team a lead with 5:19 remaining here in the third period of play.
After about 3 different block shots on their power play, finally BC is able to get through the best of the bodies and the legs of BU's PK. David Quinn is, you know what he's not happy about? He's not happy about the call that was made to put Greenway in the box, and now he's not happy about this going against his team. I'm sure he feels, in his estimation, that it was as similar to the goal that was disallowed. He's got 5 minutes for his team to get right back into this one. They've been the better team overall in this game, but they trail by 1.
It is a 3-2 game for Boston College. The Eagles have never trailed in this game. And Brown's goal, his 9th of the year right now, stands as the difference. Christopher Brown, the junior out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. His father, Doug, of course, 15 years in the NHL. His uncle, Greg, the associate coach on the bench. His brother, Patrick Brown, played at Boston College as well. J.D. Dudek and McPhee now in front. Score! We're tied again! Just like that, Melanson holds his ground, gets the puck, and ties it up with 4:34 to go.
All about the cycle. This line has been dominant in the third period. Dominant. Greenway, Tkachuk, Melanson. We just touched upon Melanson a couple of minutes ago, that he does a lot of the dirty work. Here he takes the hit to make the play. Then he gets himself to the front of the net. Watch 23. He's going to recycle. He's going to wait to the middle of the ice. Greenway's puck protection allows for space and created, and Melanson to the front. The defender does not pick the stick of Melanson. Kim goes down. Fitzgerald can't get there. He's caught in between, and Melanson shuffles it between the legs of Joe Wall for a 3-3 game.
That's how you respond. Drew Melanson, just 45 seconds after the Brown goal, ties this game up again.
Oh, is that a BC buzzkill? You know, they did some stuff, and they got to defend better than that. They have to.
The senior out of Paramus, New Jersey, will get his 4th of the season. You said it earlier, he has played a heck of a game.
Oh, man. Tommy, I'll tell you right, BC, they can't handle that big line. They cannot handle it when they want to take over.
All right, we're tied up and not much time to go here in the third. 4:05 remaining. BC, BU all knotted up.
They're your 2 goal scorers in the last 2 minutes or so. On the left, the captain, Brown, for Boston College, and then the redshirt senior there, Melanson, puts it in. Here's the Boston College goal one more time. Excellent rotation over by the goaltender Ottinger, but then he can't corral it. Brown puts it in. Some issue of whether or not the officials saw it go in. It was clear. And then the last goal, as BU gets on the cycle, forecheck again. These guys have owned the puck from hash marks below the goal line. Greenway getting it to the front. Melanson pointing it out. Oh, he's slinging the arrow right there, too, taking it and pointing it in. Now we've got the intensity. This period's been fun. The first period was like a study session at the library. And I was never much into that. Nothing against academics. I just didn't like going to the library.
You said the 5 o'clock start's weird. It took till 7 o'clock for this game to get going.
Right, exactly. This is more natural time. This is regular. It
has been a great third period, no doubt about it. You've had a disallowed goal. You've had a couple of penalties on both sides barking, and now the intensity, the excitement of a Boston College goal to take the lead. 45 seconds later, the response from Melanson. And 3:55 remaining in game 1 of our doubleheader.
And after the TV timeout, look who's right back on the ice. Obviously, you would, if you're BU, you put the Greenway line right back out there. Greco gets out there with his line to try and match them. Or actually, Brown is out there with Greco. So they're mixing up McPhee.
21 drafted players between these two schools. And winning college hockey games and college hockey success is not all about developing players for the pros, but it speaks to the level of talent both of these programs have. We're looking for more here in red as Boston University. It was Greenway wheeling in, trying to drop it back for Tkachuk again. Turnover here, and Melanson brings it down low. Melanson behind the net now, drops it back to the point. Ferentz fires the shot and gets its way through. The save made there by Wall. Rebound out in front of him. He covers it up.
Pure dominance. Again, this is just right now. This is size, strength, and will taking over for BU's top line. Greenway, Tkachuk, and Melanson. They continue to own the puck, and what they're doing is they're forcing BC right there. You see two guys run into each other. They're forcing them to play desperation-style hockey. They're spinning around, they're hoping, and they're gassed at the same time. Some of them are standing up. They just cannot compete right now against this line. They don't have the ability to go one-on-one, mano-a-mano with them.
Cotton gets it away, 2-on-2 as Hutsko gains the line now and plays it around behind the net. Carpenter back for BU, getting help there from Crotty. They battle with under 3 minutes remaining here in regulation. Boston College gets it around behind the net. Turnover here in front. Ottinger was ready for it. Big save there by Jake Ottinger, and we go on.
And we got a player hurt. Logan Cockrell got hit by Cotton. He's down.
Down here on the near side with 2:41 to go.
I think he's having a hard. He had to catch his breath, I thought. Well, he seems to be all right now. Catches his breath, gets up. Got hit hard in the side. Boston College creates a turnover, and they get an opportunity. Ottinger off to his blocker side ends up being ready for this play. Nice play by Matila, and then Hutsko. The crafty freshman, Hockey East top freshman right there, goes to the quick forehand, but it's the left leg save that's made. And then Cockrell gets caught from the side and a bit behind there by Cotton.
A discussion about a possible penalty going on. What do we have here?
Yes, that's what you would be having.
And now they will go.
They're going to be in college. Again, if you're tuning in, you're an NHL fan. If it's this type of situation, they can go to the replay to look.
Dan Shakti is the replay official here at the Garden tonight for Game 1.
So Cockrell gets inside positioning, and then he catches him almost on the hip. Let's run it one more time, guys. Watch Cotton, who's significantly bigger. Slow it down here. Watch as he catches him first in the hip, and then the right leg with both right legs connect. Yes, there's impact the frontal side of Cockrell into the wall. I don't think that's a distinct check from behind.
I would agree.
I think that's a battle. I think there's a player that gets hit a little side, a little bit behind, but it's not a distinct check from behind. The official checking this one out. My guess, I hate guessing these things, but I don't think we'll have a penalty here.
And the referee, Jeff Miller, out to talk to Hickey. And sure enough, as the other referee, Jay Mikaharski, heads down to the defensive zone. So no penalty here. Tommy George, Nick Briganti are the linesmen here. Hickey brings the news back over to the BU bench. It'll be a neutral zone draw just outside the BU end. 2 minutes, 41 seconds remaining. 3-3 our score as Amonte's line comes out. Now Tortora turns back, tried to dump it in and hit off the linesman, and now second in for Dudek to finish the job. BU starts up the ice. Here's Chad Chris. Head for Crone in traffic. He'll play it in deep. Puck loose along the near side. Crone rather plays it along. Looking for Curry, but they're a little too close to one another to make that pass work. Chipped away to center ice, and Fabro calms it down with Chris. Chris skating away from traffic here, and he'll carry to the blue line and dump in. Melanson out. Monty still there, got a piece of that pass. And Dudek gets it up to Tortora. Dropping it back, now stolen there, and Tkachuk starts up the ice. Tkachuk, Melanson, and Hickey heading up. Greenway coming in, the shot there from Tkachuk. Nifty little idea.
Yeah,
showed a pass and then turned to take the shot.
Greenway was calling for it. Greenway came off the bench late as Amonte was one of the last to get up the ice for the forwards, and I think Greenway thought he was going to hit him coming in, streaking down that mid-right side. Here, you don't see Greenway just yet. Chris is going to try and get in the play right there. He's looking to see if he can get it to Greenway, and instead of leaving it for him, he spins to take that shot. Melanson trying to jump out of the way. Right, look at Greenway coming in. Leave it for him. No, he's not going to. Instead, he takes the spin shot. Wolf follows it the whole way.
Now a battle to the left of Wall. He got a piece of it momentarily, and now Greenway after it. Just over a minute and a half remaining in regulation. We're tied. Kachuk has it on the left side. Back up hard to the point, and a good job there by Christopher Brown to play it along and get it away from Hickey. Now Greenway chips the backhand in and then comes hauling in after it. He and Kim get there simultaneously, and the Eagles are able to get it out. Chris for Crotty. Crotty into the zone. Carpenter giving chase. But will Carpenter out in front. All got a piece of that. And it's knocked down by Cockrell, who plays it back. Final minute of play in regulation. We're tied at 3.
Oh.
Icing call here, and they're out of timeouts. Not much you can do about that, though they just came out on the ice. Chris has been out there a little while. The rest of them were able to change. 52 seconds remaining. And the Eagles will get an offensive zone draw.
Have we seen Rossinen lately? I don't think we have. Because we saw Greco go out there with Brown and McPhee, and
here's a turnover on the draw. They had it for a moment, and now the Eagles try to stuff it in from the far side.
Matila off. Yeah, he fakes. I thought he faked like he was going to go back, and then the nifty Finn dances to the front. Look, he fakes and he steps right around. Bobo Carpenter falls victim to the old trick. I'm going to go back. Nope, I'm going forward. Nifty through him, then tries to go 5-hole, but Ottinger covers it quickly.
Yeah, I said turnover. I was wrong. He won the draw and took it right in.
Fake back, go forward. Now Greenway line comes back on.
Greenway's back out there. 48.1 seconds left. Loose puck controlled now by Hickey. Pass ahead. Kachuk swings it out for Fabro over center to dump in as they will give chase. Wall to play it down. It's cleared away there. Matila and Fabro get there. Fabro plays it up ahead to center. Kachuk and Melanson carry it. Melanson tried to get that pass away, but he was knocked off the puck. And now Hutsko trying to make something happen. He heads to the net as it comes back. Caught with a shot and a big save by Ottinger. With 15 seconds to go. Looking for more. The Eagles get back after it. Puck loose in front. Shot is blocked by Hickey. Melanson gets it, banks it, gets it out to center ice, and we will be heading to overtime.
Holy smokes, after such a great game, the second half of the game from Melanson, he doesn't get the puck deep in the offensive zone at all, and away comes Hutsko back. Look at this, heads up play, little give and go here. Matila's gonna wait, get it back to the middle of the ice. Cotton shot off the right pad of the goaltender, Ottinger. There was only 15 seconds when that happened. BU was thinking, it's going to be all right. Are you kidding me? Play it till the end. Get it deep. Oh, they're lucky there.
You didn't think this would be easy, did you?
Well, it's easy working with you, but not always the game.
3-3.
We have a history of long.
We have a history of long Friday nights at the Garden. There's no question about that. Heading to overtime here in our first semifinal of the night. Here's how we got here. There was a disallowed goal for Boston University, and then Christopher Brown scored to give Boston College a lead. That was reviewed, and that one stood. And then just 45 seconds later, the response coming from Drew Melanson. And with good bids on each side, that was all the scoring for the period, and we stay 3-3, and that's where we stand getting ready for the overtime here in game one.
Now the question is going to be for BU and for BC is how much will the Greenway line play early on? I mean, they're only running 3 lines as it is. Will he try and double shift them here or there? Get them out there as much as possible? I think so. I mean, they've been so dominant. They had 6 shots in that period on net.
This doesn't usually matter to the viewer, but no commercial breaks in overtime, and that's important. Yep. Those are 4 fewer breaks for a top line to catch a breather, so you start to have to use a little more depth in an overtime like this.
Well, the question is, that's why you go for it early. Play him as much, and then you see if you can alleviate that, or you have to alleviate that a bit as you go on further.
It's the 11th overtime in hockey semifinal history, 2 of them now involving these 2 teams. And that one goes in. Boston College fired 2 quick ones on Ottinger there from neutral ice. Especially early. I always say early in overtime, fire it, because you never know what's going to happen. Deflects off somebody, or you catch the goalie not quite settled in yet.
Yeah, this is a good change here from David Quinn, because he has an offensive zone face-off. Greenway, Kachuk can get a breather right here, and he can put the Bowers line out here with the offensive zone face-off.
2003, the last time these two teams met in overtime semifinal. 6-5, double overtime.
Keep an eye if Greenway's line comes right back out.
Right now, it is Bowers behind the net, trying to set up a little cycle here, and he gets it to Bobo Carpenter. Cockrell in front of the net is Carpenter. Slides it through Trouty, the defenseman settles it. Misfires on the shot, but then is able to get back to the puck and play it around to the corner. Trouty keeps it. He fires this one on net, and Wall's ready to make the save. And he does.
Yeah, good save. Kills the play, too, right there. Excellent saving. But BU does exactly what they want. We're a minute in, and now they've had more or less all the zone time. And here comes the Greenway line again with the offensive zone face-off. And so right now, the early chess match goes in favor of David Quinn, only just because his team has been able to get into the offensive zone. It's made it easier on him. But now you can keep this pressure up. You like your chances if you're BU.
BU off the draw. Greenway shielding it with his strength. Tries to play it out. Hutsko is there for BC, and he starts up the ice with Cotton. Cotton takes it, flips it back to Hutsko. Hutsko try to turn back away from Greenway. Greenway got a piece of it. He lays the hit, but the Eagles have the puck, and the point-blank shot there from Hutsko is stopped by Ottinger.
Well, a nice exit out of his own zone by Hutsko. He allows for that speed to get going. As we talked in the third period, some short plays really helped BC early in the third period get the puck into the offensive zone. Here, Cotton takes the hit to make the play, rolls off Greenway. Good support from Attila down low, and there's the quick pass to Hutsko, who gets the shot off quickly, but only for Ottinger, who's reading. He's knowing that there's somebody in the slot. His head had turned there out of the right corner of his eyes, peripheral vision, notices that there's somebody in that right slot area, and that is Hutsko. Hutsko's shot goes right into the chest of Ottinger.
They played a minute 15 of overtime here as Grando falling got that pass away. It was coming through, but Ottinger got his stick in the passing lane, and now BU breaks it out. Cockrell dumping it in. Carpenter giving chase. Puck out loose to center ice, fired right back in there by Brandon Hickey. Out behind the net, the Eagles try to start it up. And Deuce, a second consecutive overtime game for the Eagles. They won game 2 against Merrimack in OT. 8th overtime game this season for Boston College. As Ottinger watched that one goes by, it is the 9th for Boston University. Each team with 3 overtime wins and an overtime loss. And there will be no ties tonight as we play on here in the semifinals.
Long shift here for Dudek, who stayed on the ice. Again, I don't think Rassinen's on the bench. If he is, I can't pick him up right now.
Carroll runs into traffic, and it comes out to Crone. He had to wait for Curry to pull back onside, and then dumped it in deep. Pass all the way back to the BU end. Dante Fabro is there for Crone. He's able to bat it out of the air into the offensive zone, just like his dad did playing baseball. Comes up along the near side. Curry in a battle there. Crone comes away with it. Crone has it. Has to play it out into the slot, but Amonte went down after the collision, and now Brown comes in. That's deflected up into the netting. And with 3 minutes and a second gone in overtime, that's how much time we've played here. There'll be a face-off coming up.
Boston College was able to get again through the neutral zone with some good defensive battles down low in their own zone. Some pretty good positioning, and they were able to get it through. Shot block goes. The long shot attempt came from just about where that Hockey East logo is on the ice.
Puck over to the near side. Kim keeps it in. Battle along the far side there as Peru got it started, comes back to the point. Lohan fires it. Ottinger the save, and the rebound sat out for a moment, finally knocked aside. And Melanson tries to streak up the right side, but a good job by Lohan, who wins the race to the loose puck and gets it away. This was supposed to be the starting time of game 2. Somewhere in the bowels here at TD Garden, Providence College and Northeastern University are patiently awaiting their opportunity to take the ice.
I agree with everything you say except patient.
Maybe not patient.
Yeah.
I was giving them credit. That's the downside
You were
of game
talking
2.
like a father,
Yes, yes.
not as a realist.
That's exactly right. Projecting patience where there is
Exactly.
none. Circled around to the near side, into the slot, the shot from Hickey. He drifted in and had himself a nice look.
Nice play by Cockrell to corral, hold on to it, go around behind the net.
2-on-1 developing. Dudek brings it in, centering pass, and a collision as the puck slides through. We got a whistle as the net comes off the mooring, and it's being sent back out to neutral ice. So a great rush for Hutsko.
Yeah, I thought he was pushed into the net. Dudek's going to go to the backhand, and he's going to go in. Let's go back to Cockrell's opportunity. He waits for a seam to open up. Hickey comes in and just past the glove side. Here comes Hutsko after we look at Dudek go to the backhand. Does he get pushed? I thought he got pushed in there from behind by Ferentz. I beg your pardon, by Bowers. And the official disagrees with me, so the faceoff comes outside the zone. That could be big. Every area of the ice, every faceoff becomes big now. Remember we saw Matila late in the third period go forward, trick BU, and trick Bobo Carpenter. So you know you can't take for granted any time of faceoff now. Anytime you can get the puck out of your ice, out of your own end of the ice, into the neutral zone, that would be considered a win. They're going to redo this one. Speaking of faceoffs, linesman made a mistake.
Yeah, Dudek out there, Curry in a little tangle over here.
So yeah, we have not. Sorry, TC. We have not seen Abeli Rossinen.
No.
It's been a while now. Now I would. Well, maybe he is on the bench. They got 13 down there, so that would make sense. Hey, at the very least, you never know if you need him and need to serve a penalty, something.
Onger out behind the net, plays it up along the far boards. Battle there as Crone shields the puck. Grando in to help out for the Eagles. Pardon me. As Fabro starts it up the ice and then dumps it in. Monty. Headed off the backhand off the far boards. Played ahead by Grando. Sent in wide on the corner as Boston College changes up. Played up ahead of Monty trying to get in there. Michael Kim trying to cut down the angle of Monty. Gets there, plays it out in front, and it went off Dudek dangerously towards the net. Puck loose here in front of the Boston College end. They had a lot of bodies out there coming and going on the change. Cotton was down on the runway for about 3 minutes. They were looking at him. He's back now. So take a look at David Cotton there, limping back towards the bench.
Yeah, he blocked the shot earlier too. Maybe it's something that, let's go back to that play where everybody here kind of gasped when Dudek ends up having the puck carom off him. Amonte's going to get to it, turns on the backhand, throws it to the front right there off the right skate. Dudek doesn't look too concerned, almost like he knew where it was going. I don't know if that's really what he was thinking, but the oohs and the ahs from the crowd came quickly.
Greenway had it picked away from his stick by Hutsko, but don't underestimate, don't overlook the speed of Greenway. We talk about his size and strength, but he can turn on with a
Power speed. Yeah, it's not a quickness, it's a power speed.
Power speed is exactly right. He used that to get back to the puck after it bounced away from him. And here's Greenway with the little give and go there. He takes it down low. Greenway setting it up here as he drifts back to the point and then turns, fires it into the crowd. Brown was there and he plays it away. Opportunity the other way. Hutsko coming in with room, fires a shot, rising shot.
Tipped the glove, I think, of Ottinger.
He kissed off the edge of the glove.
He kind of swatted at it.
And you saw it going high. He tried to pull the glove out of the way almost.
Yeah.
Get caught in the middle.
I don't love that body positioning there.
There's a turnover here for a moment, and Hutsko just couldn't get free with it. Chipped away there nicely by Kachuk. Wheeling in here to the offensive zone is McPhee, blocked there, but he gets help from Greco. McPhee after it quickly in the corner, Greco down low for McPhee. McPhee
Crowdy, no stick. 5 red, no stick down low.
So we're an extra man essentially as it's fired in by Mattia.
Your goal now is to stay as close as you can to one opponent like he's doing.
There it is, back on the right side, blocked out in front. McPhee had it for a moment, now battles in the corner, and it's taken there. McPhee drifts back up, opportunity here. Good zone time here for Boston College. McPhee turns, plays it down, it's redirected wide. Wraparound minute stop, rebound is blocked in front. Crotty got a piece of it without the stick.
He's been excellent without a stick. He's gassed right now, but he has been in great position the whole time.
Played back up. Kim has it inside the blue line. Down low for Walker, just out of the reach of Greco. Grando up top for Kim. Kim flips it over to the right side. Patiently working it here, almost like a power play as a BU man doesn't have a stick. Walker lost an edge, but BU couldn't get it out. Kim steps up. Now it's banked off the far boards, but that'll be an icing call.
And BC will try.
No icing.
No, it's icing.
Oh, okay,
It's
icing called.
BC's going to try and line up as quickly as possible as they are gassed. The Terriers are, you want to talk about lactic acid burning the legs right now and the lungs? Look at this opportunity for Boston College. Ottinger can't get to it. No timeout able to be called. In front of the net, there's Crotty in the right spot. Quick drop coming here.
BC out shooting BU 9-1 here in overtime. They win the draw. Hutsko, the freshman, fires it towards the net. Ottinger has to pounce on it, and he does. That was a tough one for a goalie, bouncing in from a tough angle.
It was. From the side angle, he's able not just to stop it, but also to get it enough to where he can hold it, and his team gets a huge change. Crotty, again, with some pretty good body positioning in front. This is what makes Hutsko such a smart player, Tom. This is a kid, when you talk to scouts and we talk to coaches, his hockey IQ, his reading of the play for a freshman is outstanding. That's a great play right there. Put it to the net, looking for a carom rebound. Ottinger is able to catch it with his left side of his body, and then it deadens right in front of him.
Face off in the right wing circle. Boston University able to bring it out. Carpenter gets it away. Bowers coming in. Wall makes the save of the rebound. Bounces away. There's a rising shot there, and now keeping it going here as it's blocked there on the far side by Lohan, battling and kicking it along the boards, and Fabro can't get to it. Mattia coming in with Cotton. He gets it to Cotton. Cotton takes the shot. Ottinger.
What a save.
Gets a piece of it to send it high. Now, a stuff-in attempt to stop as Cotton gets after it. Diving out, Ottinger bats it away. Ottinger has been under siege here in overtime as Boston College has come out throwing everything at the Terriers.
To his credit, it hasn't been pretty. You wouldn't call him textbook saves, but he's been incredibly effective making the save. That was a big one coming across there. That was huge.
Cotton got himself open and got a nice shot off, rising towards the crossbar. This will be sent out length of the ice, and we'll have another icing. And again, Boston University, don't forget, used their timeout on an icing back in the third period.
Let's check out the Ottinger save coming over to his right. Reading the play in overtime so far. Ottinger has been a big difference as he has tracked the puck well. That was a good textbook save. Here he's going to get bowled into by Hutsko, who was they deemed went in on his own merit. Here he gets the paddle down, and then he's reading the play. I like this one right there. Hold it, find it, cover it up, and then that last one comes over at the right side and makes the chest save on Cotton.
Puck back to Mattia. He sends it wide on the left side. Fabro gets back there, but he can't clear it out. Boy, it's been a different Boston College team here in overtime.
Yes, and they've gotten the puck in the offensive zone. It sounds easy, right? Hockey 101, make the team defend. Well, BU did that in the third period. Heads up.
Turnover here as Amonte brings it in, drops it back, and the shot there from Shabbat is stopped by Wall.
Got handcuffed just a little bit where the puck was left for him. Amonte in the neutral zone, regroup, transition back the other way. Shabbat, who's part of this 2/3, 4th line that's been dressed for this game. Interception there by Curry, and then the regroup up. Quick shot. Again, Shabbat just doesn't get as much on it because it's catching him just a little bit on the inside. So now we're seeing this 4th line. We didn't see him much throughout the rest of the game. Coach Quinn giving him an offensive zone opportunity now to get out there.
Drops back to the point. One time from Hickey is redirected as it came through. McPhee paid the price to block that, and he clears it away here. Brown has a goal tonight.
Offside call
An
there.
offside call as it came in 10.
You know, for a guy that doesn't play a lot, and trust me, I was a veteran in that
relate to
role.
those
Yes,
guys?
I can relate to the third, fourth line guys. One of the biggest keys when you get this opportunity, and this is easier than said and done, is don't overthink it, because you want to get out there and show them that you deserve to be out there, and you want to make sure you do so much, and you start running around, and you got to take a deep breath, and you got to say less is more here. Play the smart game, get after it.
Here's a Monty, scored an overtime goal here in the Bean Pod in the first game. They had it knocked away there, and it's taken out by Brown. Brown on net. Ottinger the stop. He covers up. So good move there. You get the offensive zone draw.
Win the zone battle. Win the zone-to-zone battle. Get it through. Get it into an area where your team has a better chance. Again, I know it sounds obvious, but sometimes kids will try and do, players will try and do too much. You got to take advantage of opportunities in overtime. We saw Ty Monty do that during the Bean Pot in the first round. But you also have to sometimes say, I don't have anything. I can't try and make something out of nothing. You want to be the hero, but you can't take it to a level that will actually hurt your team by trying to do too much.
Battle here on the near boards comes back to Kim. He fires it on net. Gloved by Ottinger, and he holds on. Boston College has been dominating here in overtime. Meantime, the Red Sox in action. You can keep up with your favorite Red Sox players and new faces. The new manager, of course. 2018 season right around the corner. Tomorrow, the Red Sox take on the Rays at Jetwood Park 1 here on NESN. Spring training coverage brought to you by Old Dominion, the official freight carrier of Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Let's go. Tried to bring it around from behind the net, and the whistle blows as it was the freshman was the freight carrier there. So we go beyond the midway point, and they will come out and scrape the ice. No Zamboni, obviously, during overtime. No commercial breaks, but the one dry scrape here. So let's go down to Emerson here in the Garden.
Hey guys, you've called Logan Hutzko's name quite a lot tonight. The Rookie of the Year in the Hockey East, a freshman. No surprise he's leading BC in scoring this season because they are the youngest team in NCAA hockey. But what is kind of surprising is all the adversity he's overcome the past 2 years. Last year, basically missed 2 years of development because of serious injury. So last year, had a knee injury he had to rehab for about 7 to 8 months, he told me last night. The year before that, listen to this, the kid broke his neck, was nearly paralyzed, was dealing with depression issues, confidence issues. Said he had to rely heavily on his family and his coaches to keep his spirits up, to get him back out on the ice. Fast forward to tonight, to this season. The kid is a rock star. I think he's doing just fine.
Well, and then he battled a leg injury as well. This guy has been through a lot, and he has showed incredible determination, and he was rewarded by being named the Hockey East Rookie of the Year on that all-rookie team. The only Boston College Eagle, Bowers and Kachuk, the two BU Terriers, Maker and Ferraro, the UMass representatives, and 2 goalies. Love to play a game with 2 goalies in net, especially when they're Caden Primo and Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah, you want 2 big goalies.
Yeah, that's about 13 feet of goalie right there.
Oh, my God. There's another guy on the list, too. There's Brady Kachuk. Hutzko, when I talked to a few other coaches about him, David Quinn had all the respect in the world for him. He was a player that was being recruited by many schools, including Boston University, and high admiration for the player's IQ and his willingness to get into areas, not being the biggest, to make things happen. So obviously he's earned a lot of this praise that he gets with his work ethic.
And the Greenway line is out there here with whistle blown there. What do we got, offside?
Yes.
We'll come back out. Played 10 minutes and 15 seconds.
Well,
There's Jim Madigan. Not so patient after all.
No. He looks all right now. He's figuring something out, though. He's waiting, because what he's waiting for is, by the way, folks, what ends up happening as soon as this game ends, whenever this ends, 45 minutes after this game is when the next game will begin.
And we'll have that for you, of course, here on NESN. Meantime, we roll on. Puck comes back to Hickey, misfiring from the point, but it's loose over here on the near side as it was kicked over by Greenway. Greenway trying to give chase. One step ahead there is Kevin Lohan. He plays it up but not out as Melanson steps in to keep it alive. Kachuk behind the net, trying to dig it out and pull it away from Kim. Good job by Kim as he battles on the boards and gets it out. Jesper Mattia had it knocked away. Cotton plays it ahead though as Mattia circling over to the near side, gives chase, battling in the corner. Fabro digs it out for the Terriers. Turnover here, but a good job by Hickey to get there and get it out to neutral ice. Fired towards the net from center. Fabro gives it back.
Got a penalty coming up.
Penalty coming up against the Boston College.
Too many men, I think. Oh, slash.
And there's a weird little collision over here, so I'm guessing the stick came in there somewhere.
I thought it could be a too many men as Boston College had a gaggle of players in front of their bench while the puck was coming back into the neutral zone. But no, it ends up being the aforementioned Hutsko who goes to sit down for a slash. And BU, I mean, here's your understatement of the night, with a huge opportunity. Keep an eye on Hutsko, and there's no arm. It's out of our frame there. What ends up happening, he picks the stick of the BU player. I think when he falls down, he spins around and slashes him with the stick after that, because the arms of the official was not up, TC, when he was battling one-on-one.
Brown cleared it out late to the ice. Walker on his horse getting in there. And now Boston University will start up the ice. Long pass ahead off the stick of Crone. He leaves it along in the corner looking to get to the Bowers. Blocked back to the point, and Hickey has it here. Third power play of the game. Passing comes through to Cockrell. He's knocked down, but the puck is taken here on the near side by Hickey. Referee lost his edge. Cockrell behind the net, up top. Ferris thought about it. Now plays it down low. Ferris tried to get it back to Cockrell, and it was cleared out late to the ice.
Good PK by the Eagles. The way that they really forced and aggressive. That's what they want to be by nature. They want to be aggressive, and they want to force BU into having to play perimeter and make quicker decisions. And they did just that, and they do it here.
And remember, Boston College was shorthanded when Grando got the goal shorthanded to win in overtime. They were facing a Merrimack power play Saturday night and won that game shorthanded.
A nice play by Moore to step up and get the puck, and they got it up to him then.
They've got 7 shorthanded goals. That's second most in the nation. Here's Fabro, right side. Sliding it back over, now taking it from Chris. Fabro gets back to the puck, quick passing. Kachuk fires it through, and it went off the post. Bobo Carpenter fired it to the left side, stick side, and he caught post.
And so by starting the Bowers power play unit, you end up getting these guys on for the second minute or so of the power play, and they get the puck into the offensive zone. It's a different look. It's a different set. You can see this one rocket off the crossbar, the post area, almost at that joint as Bobo Carpenter got it, but it was a nice calming presence by Kachuk and Greenway to be out there to settle it down.
Carpenter leads the team with 7 power play goals on the season. He was looking for his 8th. Kim hammers it, and he's able to clear it out. The rising clear got by Fabro. 25 seconds to go in the power play. We've played 13 extra minutes of hockey and counting. 3-3 our score here in game 1 of the hockey semifinal doubleheader.
Now these two teams are thrilled they played the early game. Well, at least the winner will be.
No doubt about it.
After this overtime.
Battle over there, and that's exactly why we said the top seed gets to go first. 1 shot on net in that power play. And Jesper Mattia plays the long pass ahead to Hutsko, who had just come out of the box, but it's offside.
Yeah, Hutsko wanted it immediately. He was sniffing it out. You could watch him. He was standing up in the penalty box. And as soon as he was expired and let out of the penalty box jail, he was able to come and he wanted it quicker. He wanted that pass to get to him. He could have had a break. Would have taken that perfect play, but Matila couldn't get it up to him quickly enough.
Neutral zone face-off as Monty steps in against Dudek. Dudek's able to drop it back. Boston College controls. Grando. This pass blocked. He got it back and played it ahead. Hickey to the near side. Like a long pass, but it was snipped out there and broken up. And now into the offensive zone. Here's Hickey. He had it blocked and quickly played up ahead there by Grando. 2-on-1 going in with Tortora. Tortora tried to turn and fire, but it was well played there by Ferentz. And back out the other way come the Terriers. Curry, block. Ferentz on the follow, but it's offside.
Boston College with a good block just inside their own zone, and Grando gets the puck up to Tortora. These guys with an opportunity. Here's Hickey. Look at the gap closure right there. Beautiful save. I thought he got the shin guard. He got it with the skate. Kick save. Grando then pushes the puck up the ice. Here comes Tortora. Tortora's trying to do is create some opportunity and space for himself. He does the no-look play. The problem is he misses the puck in the same swing as he tries to put it towards the net.
Phelps picks it off. He comes into the offensive zone and he fires it on net, turned aside by Wall. Chase Phelps, the senior, playing in his 12th Hockey East tournament game. Remaining member from the team that went to the national championship game here at the Garden, losing to Providence College.
And go all Peter Klima for BU.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasn't played
Secret
much.
Weapon.
Yep.
Saving for OT. Here's down to the right side. Here's Hunsko. He gets the shot on net. Boy, nice individual effort there to create an angle and fire the shot squarely on net.
Angle created, but also body protecting the puck by leaning in with his left leg and keeping the puck outside, being a righty. Heck of a play. Icing going to be called here against Boston College. That's the kind of play in overtime. When we're talking about not trying to do too much, well, this is the antithesis. This is reading the play beautifully and saying, wait, I got tired guys out on the ice. I'm going to try and make something happen. Cross-ice pass here. He's got gap right now. Chris can't get to him enough. Drive. Excellent protection with that left leg, blocking Chris's stick, and then keeping the puck far enough out. Tries to slide it underneath. Can't elevate it, so the guys go low on the goaltender.
Fabro fires it through a crowd. Good glove save there by Joe Wall,
who hasn't faced much at all in this OT. Now the shots unofficially are 44-39 in favor of BU. I mean, there was a time that BU was up 2-1 on them.
So that's 14-6 in overtime, favoring the Eagles, as you can see. Bowers in the left wing circle. And it comes out to Christopher Brown. Brown scored in the third period for Boston College. Each team got a third period goal in the zone. McPhee plays it down low. Remember, McPhee did not play Saturday, a lower back injury, but he willed himself back into the lineup tonight. Terriers getting it out. And hustling up is Bowers. Bowers with Bobo Carpenter, but Carpenter had to stop to avoid being offside and then couldn't generate the speed after the dead stop of the blue.
Well, and Bowers thought he was pulling into the middle.
Here's a turnover in front. Point blank. Score! Patrick Curry gets the goal in overtime. His third goal of the season. And the Terriers live to fight another day.
Just the third goal of the season for Patrick Curry, who goes to the left side, the doorstep, up to the blocker side of Wall. The puck is pushed out. Cockrell takes the hit. Here comes Bowers at straight line speed. Staying on side is Carpenter. All right, now nothing happens here. McPhee's going to try and get it out. Excellent play by Carpenter, who puts the puck down low. Watch 11 coming in. Nice move right here by Bowers. Bowers tries to stuff it in front, and it goes right over perfectly to Curry, who is spicy tonight. You like that, TC?
I do.
As he puts it in. Beautiful play by Bowers. I mean, you want to talk about shielding the defender from the puck and doing a great job. That's Michael Caro, who can't get to it because of Bowers' headiness. I think he's trying to stuff it in, quite honestly, there. And instead, that's a great heads-up play from Curry, too. Not getting too deep, staying a half a stride outside the crease area, and he wins it for BU. What a finish.
Patrick Curry scored his third goal of the season. It is his 19th career point. Boston University has never lost a game when Patrick Curry gets a point.
Well, that
And
didn't
he
make sense
saved his
tonight.
best for last, getting the goal in overtime. 4-3, Boston University beats their arch rival Boston College in OT, and they move on to the championship game tomorrow night. We're just about ready to move on to game 2, but between now and the face-off between Northeastern and Providence, we will be joined by Adam Pellerin and the Andrews. That's coming up next. Stay with us as our hockey night here in the Garden continues.